Hello and welcome to this game session tonight. We're going to play like a game, a trimmed down version of Pendragon. We're going to play the game. This session is The Witch of Dunkenvale. I'm joined here by Crispy, Phil the Trill from Channel Table Runner, Phil the Trill, Eli. Do you have a channel, Eli? I didn't ask.
No, I
didn't
do
put
not.
And Rick from 28mm RPG.
Hey.
For those that have a channel, like the link is in the description below. And we're gonna try to do this game in 4D mode, which means the player are gonna remain in character. They're gonna try to limit as much as possible their interaction to seeing where the character is, what the character does, and what the character says. Once in a while, there's gonna be like need for mechanical interaction, but mostly we're gonna try to limit to that. Plus, they're allowed to contribute to the scene. So let's get to it. All right. So you're a group of investigator or inquisitor that have been charged to travel to a village in the mountain by the Church of the Eternal Light to go investigate a witch, a possible witch in the village. You have been traveling most of the day on a treacherous road in the mountain. You arrive and the sun is going down early, hiding behind the mountain. The road has been made muddy by a constant drizzle of rain that made your travel miserable. You approach the village as the sun is hiding behind the mountain. You had to dismount a lot during the travel. A tall and big man is running toward you, covering himself under a thick cloth. He approached the Father Renard, and he say,
Captain,
"Oh, thank God, you've been sent by the church."
Yes, my son. We heard that there's evil in these hills.
Yes, yes, I really think so. Like, I'm glad you're here. But like, we had quite a bit of trouble. I'm Gaetan. I'm the burgermeister of this village. And
Gaetan, rejoice, for a judgment has come to your town, and we will purge it of any evil that we find.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. Please come get warm up by the fire.
Let's follow this man.
Very well, priest.
Thank you for your generosity, young Gaetan.
Your name is?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Father Sisbin Renard. You can call me Father Sisbin.
Nice to meet you, Father. And I see you coming with your... Yes, you seem to have like a capable escort.
Yes, this is the strong and very capable Captain Casper and his Lieutenant Luca.
Very good to meet you, Gatan.
Thank you for coming to our help. And who are you?
I'm representative of His Majesty, good sir. As Alan moves his horse up, prompts it right next to the father. I'm here to make sure that that everything is above board.
Representative of the king. You look back at the father. You taking this problem, this issue quite seriously. I'm glad to see that.
Oh, I assure you, we take it very seriously. As Father Sisbin kind of shifts to kind of almost imperceptibly get away from Elaine. Says the king is most invested in the well-being of his peoples, I'm sure.
Gaetan wave at you and say like, come, let's get under a roof so we can be dry. And he start walking toward a little house nearby the entrance of the village.
Anna reins in the horse, just lets everyone else go. I'll be last, looking around, sitting on my horse, wiping the water off my spectacles.
Captain Anderson gets off his horse, dismounts. Come on, Lieutenant. Let's get our mounts into the stables. Come on, lad. He
Hey, Captain,
pulls on the reins.
once I pull out my reins, once I get under cover, I tilt my hat, take some of the water off, put it back on. I'm ready to get out of the rain, Captain.
Aye, lad.
Father
Gideon looks
Sisbin,
at.
Father
Go ahead.
Sisbin walks up to, gets off of his horse and takes a few steps forward, handing his reins to the captain, and says, "I need to get inside. I think I'm coming down with something."
Very well. We'll take care of the horses.
Hustles forward towards the house.
Yeah, Gideon look at you, look at the captain, and say, "You're good with the horse, so you need me to send you help. You can just like use my stable there in the next to the house."
Aye. And you, Alan. You wish port your horse as well.
Yes, Captain. Yes, of course. Alan moves his horse towards the
Lieutenant,
stable.
grab his reins.
I'll grab the reins. I got it. Don't
I
worry.
dismount awkwardly, foot slipping in the mud.
Watch yourself there.
Lovely.
Gideon has opened the door to the house and walk in, take out his heavy cloak, wave the father in and Alan in, the doctor in. Come, my folks.
I knock the mud off my foot as I climb the stairs to the front door. After you, Father.
Father Sisbin, as he steps inside of the warmer home, he takes his cloak off and waves it, shakes it off to get the rain off, and hangs it up on a peg at the door, making a move towards the warmth of the fire.
The house is definitely like one of the bigger one of the village. The village is fairly poor, but it's still very modest. There's a stew on the fire. Gideon move toward the stew, look at you and say, "You must be hungry. Let me serve you some of this comforting food. It's not much, but after a long journey, I know like this trip is can be arduous."
The light surely shines through you, Gaetan. Your generosity is most appreciated. I'm sure even the doctor will probably take something to eat.
Thank you.
Gesture over to the doctor.
Drops his head and thanks.
Gaetan start taking bowls and filling them up. Offer one to the father. Offer one to Gaetan. I made this to myself. Captain and Lieutenant, the stable is fairly standard. There's a boy there looking at you. He seems to be curious about your arrival. He's just out there on the side of from the outside of the stable, looking in through a little crack. You can see him.
Aye, son. Are you the son of Gaetan?
The boy shakes his head no, and he runs away toward the small house.
Captain Anderson approaches his horse, lifts the hind leg back, shakes his head. Yeah, all this traveling, you lieutenant. Looks like our horses could use a reshod after this. I guess we'll go ahead and take the blankets off and take the saddles and stick them up on the benches over there. Let's get her going.
Very well, Captain. I don't know about those other two.
Yeah. Some have suspicions, some don't. We'll let them settle it out. We'll find out what's happening when the time comes.
It's how the bickering between them has been driving me a little bit mad.
Aye. Yeah, I've never heard such bickering in such a long time. Except for the time when those deserters decided to, turn tail on us. Yes, I kind of regret having to end Fernando, but it needed to be done for the sake of the rest of the men.
Aye, Captain. Agreed.
Let's carry on.
There's a man. You see a man approach, tall, lean man, approach toward the stable. And he wave at you.
Aye.
I wave back.
I saw you come in the village. You're with the priest. You're there for the lower stone. Which
we
problem?
are here as the escorts for the father and the doctor. That is all.
My name is Enders. If you need help, I'm your man. I can. Let's go in. Let's go see what the Gaetan has to say. And he moved toward the house.
Finishes off what he's doing and dusts himself off. All right. Come on,
Inside,
Lieutenant.
I'm hungry, Captain. Let's get in.
I take a big spoonful of this stew. I drink it quickly. Ooh, it's hot. It's really hot. But I set it aside. A little table, off a modest table. Sir, I would like to see the patient, the one that's ill, the one that's accused of witchcraft. Whereabouts is she?
Gaetan looked confused. He look at the priest and said, "The patient." What?
Oh, pay him no mind. Oh, lights be praised. As Sisbin sits down and leans back into a chair, says, "That was one long journey, Gaetan. But yes, hopefully the light will give me strength to fulfill my sacred duty. Where is this supposed," as he gestures at Elaine, "supposed witch?"
I nod.
Oh, we're pretty sure she's a. We had signs. She's pretty sure she is a witch. She ran away. She
She's
went
not
back.
here?
She went up the mountain.
Mm.
In the we used to be a mining village here. The mines have run dry. But now we think she's hiding in those near the old mine.
Of course.
Yes.
Witchcraft typically sucks the prosperity from a town.
I'd like to see this woman's accommodations. Where is her house? I move to the modest window, small window. Look outside. Point it out to me. I'd like to go see.
Yes, sir. Like, if you wanna, you just follow me. Get and move toward the door, at the same time as Enders is about to come in.
Aye.
Oh, Captain. Yeah, there's some stew there for you and your man. I'm just gonna go check out this accommodations. I'd really like to see where the patient was living. Perhaps there's some that she's left behind. Maybe she's just ill. We just want to rule that out, right? Of course, Father. We just want to rule it out.
Anderson puts his hand up. He says, wait. Let's have a bite to eat first. The horses are tired and such.
It's very hot. It's very very hot. It's quite flavorless, but it is hot. I won't be gone long.
Captain, get and look at the captain and say, "Captain, if you want to help yourself, the stew is there and there's bowl on the mantle of the chimney. Help yourself, make yourself comfortable. The village should be safe. There should be no need of a armed escort. I'm just gonna show to those gentlemen the oval of the witch."
Very well, very well. Come on, Lieutenant, let's sit down.
I think we should.
Sisbin
I think we should all
struggles to get
travel
up.
together. Doctor, why don't we wait? It won't take us long. We're military men. We eat quickly.
I think that's a fine suggestion, Lieutenant. And no offense, Doctor, but I don't need you spoiling the scene.
I will have. This will be conducted with all academic rigor. Of that, I won't burn anything if that's what you're insinuating, good priest.
No, I'm not insinuating that. But I I do think that in the same vein as you are here to make sure that the trial is fair, I think that it's only fair that I make sure that you do not corrupt this process with your beliefs.
With a right.
Ender steps in and say burning everything should be the thing we should do. Like I've been advocating for that. You know, we should drive her off. We could like, I don't know why we like. I'm there to help if you need, but I don't know what we needed to bring the whole church about. You know, we could have like organized our own militia there and take care of the problem.
Well, you're, pardon the pun, but you're preaching to the choir.
Well,
But unfortunately, Dr. Elaine has reservations, apparently, despite your compelling tale.
if indeed this individual is guilty, then they should be prosecuted as such. But if they are just sick, ill, could be treated. If there's a misunderstanding, then we would be foolish to take that kind of justice into our own hands. You agree? I raise an eyebrow, take off the spectacles at the tall, thin man speaking at me.
I look at both of them. Why don't we just eat our food and just be quiet for a moment, please? Please.
Traveled too long.
Enders go toward the bowl of stew and go to grab a bowl, and Gaetan just like clear his throat, and then there's like turn around.
Sisbin takes a drink from his bowl with a smile behind as he relaxes in his chair, allowing the soldiers to eat.
The captain dunks the bread in the bowl of stew and takes bites of it. Very good. Kind of reminds me of the rations way back in Prussia.
A bit better, no?
It's somewhere around there.
I can't stand this waiting around. And that moves to the stable. I call over my shoulder. I'm just getting a few things. Be ready once you've finished. And I walk towards the stable.
I don't know why he's in a hurry to be out there in the rain.
Father puts his feet up and says, I say, can you imagine a doctor thinking that a woman is so sick that she's running around in this type of weather?
I've seen many strange things in my time. Men taking bullets to the head. Suddenly change in very strange ways.
Gaetan's look at the father and say like, who's this guy again? The doctor?
Oh, just a misguided soul here to make sure that we dot the I's and cross the T's, I suppose. I'm a little worried about the implications that the king sees it's necessary to. Well, I don't want to go into that.
Oh, I see. Yeah, we have a real problem here. I hope he's not gonna try to interfere with divine justice.
Well, hopefully, divine justice is more powerful than some skeptic. I wouldn't worry you too much about it, but we just need to all follow the calls that we've been given.
Tell me, Gaetan, I'm curious. What exactly were the problems that this woman has caused?
She has been living with us her whole life. Her mother died recently, and since then she went a bit unhinged, and then her father disappeared. And then like since then, like we had like a lot of like sheep that went missing. We had a lot of like none of our ewe gave any live birth. Like all the sheep again have been like stillborn baby, and all the herd have been like very nervous. So definitely like, and the fact that she ran away should be like a clear sign that something is up with her. She just, and our mother wasn't.
What did her mother die of?
We don't know. We don't know.
Perhaps
think it's
whatever
pretty
affected her
clear.
mother affected her.
Devilry.
I mean, it affected the ship. It could just be some disease. My dad,
The
as a
the
shepherd,
mother
we've seen
was
many things like that happen.
our mother was our herbalist, if you want. She was well respected, and she never did nothing wrong in the community. It seemed that the fruits fell far from the tree in that case. The mother was a wise woman, but we cannot say the same thing from the daughter, unfortunately.
Where do you think she is?
What is her name? We keep referring to this woman, but I don't even know her name.
Rachel is her name, and we're pretty certain that she ran away in the old mine.
I open the door to the stable and step
I can-
inside, calling for the stable boy.
There's no stable boy around like at this hour. Like it's pretty late and it's raining, so everybody like you alone there in the stable.
Grab the
you
small
see-
lantern.
You see once in a while like a peasant outside that pass by, and some of them seem to give you like the stink eyes, right?
I retrieve my satchel from my saddlebag, take my flintlock out, make sure it's dry, the powder's dry, tuck that into my waistband, and then borrowing the lantern, I go outside and try to flag down the closest passing, the next peasant that walks by.
Yeah, there's an old woman there, like hurrying up to back to her oval. She's loaded with a bundle of wood. It's probably gonna be wet.
Madam, can I help you carry that wood? I just have a couple questions, if you
You're one of
wouldn't
the
mind me
stranger that
accompanying
came
you.
today. We don't need your help. You don't need we don't need your help around here. We're good. You can leave now. And she hurry off.
Not the warmest reception. I wander back to the house.
Captain, I'm worried about the doctor. I grab the bread and finish off the rest of my soup, just with scoop up whatever.
I'm
liquid is
sure
left.
he's keeping out of trouble.
I stand up and just walk to the window and just look to see if I see him, just to kind of keep tabs on him.
see me wetter.
Gaetan's saying like standing up and he's looking outside through the window a bit to say like a lot of the folks here were not happy that we called you in. They think that we should let the girl go, that she's just trouble from the loss of her mother.
I mean, that sounds right to me.
Well, there are many events that might cause someone to turn to darkness, Gaten, and whether or not she's lost forever is for me to decide. And we'll make the decision when we find her. You can tell the townspeople that, I promise. She
And
will
there's, like-
receive a fair trial.
And there's speak loudly and say like all those folks that are against us, like are being judged, are probably just like as corrupt as she is. Like this darkness is taking like everybody around. Like we need to act fast.
It is a contagion.
This girl have been
agree.
trouble like her since her childhood. Gaten signed Anders to calm down.
All right, says, well, I've warmed up enough, Captain.
Yeah, he just mops up the last of his soup, downs it. He gets up.
Sisman stands. I say,
Anders says, go stand up too and say, I can take you to the switch oval if you want.
much more
Gaten look at him and say, Anders, I'm good. I'm gonna take care of it. Thank you. If we need your help, we're gonna call you. And he wave at him toward the door.
I gesture for the others to go ahead of me.
Very well, Father. He adjusts his musket underneath his cloak and heads towards the door.
I adjust my hat and I walk over to the door, back in the rain.
As I'm
the mud.
fastening my cloak, walk up to Enders and I say, it's good that you have such a strong faith. It may be required here. I'm not our powers of the church are being diminished and we need loyal soldiers like you. And I clasp his hand.
I'm your man, Father. If you need me, like, to go with you tomorrow to get the up the mountain, I'll guide you.
Of that I have no doubt. The light shines brightly in you. Thank you, Enders.
And then there's like wave at you, and you turn back toward his
put the cloak
cabin.
up and walk out, following the captain and the lieutenant.
Standing out on the porch, there in the rain, with a lantern dimly lit.
You're all ready to. Did you want to finish your food, Doctor, before we leave, or we can
No,
go, I you straight to the oval?
I think time is of the essence here. The your fellow citizens seem quite agitated with our presence. Perhaps
Yes.
we should just get on with it. Please lead on.
There's a split. The mother was very well respected, so now like going after the daughter doesn't sit too well with some. But
The
we have
mother,
to do the
right.
right thing.
The mother was. What did she do in this village?
She was our wise woman, or herbalist, and
Fascinating.
Mm.
And who has taken up that mantle since she's not among the living anymore?
Nobody.
So you have no one to provide the medicinal benefits that you usually would have.
We have like some people with the some folklore, like some traditional knowledge.
I have
but
had some
nobody
training
is
in
good.
that, in such subjects. Perhaps you could bring whoever it is that's well versed in folklore. I'd like to speak to them about what the herbalist, the type of things that they were using.
I can point you
Sven kind of
towards
walks
such
up to
people.
between
Do you want to go see the oval first? Or?
Yes, no, but if they're not already retired for the evening, perhaps I could speak to whoever it was that was apprenticing under the herbalist, or is
Perhaps
that
we'll
the
have
patient?
time. Perhaps we'll have time to look into all this arcane knowledge some other time, Doctor. Right now, we have wickedness to confront.
Wickedness. Right now, we have a missing person. And
Gaten,
some,
if you wouldn't mind.
lead on.
And continues to walk. Leading
Yes,
the
follow
way
me,
now.
gentlemen. And Gaten start walking toward the edge of the village.
I follow
The
behind.
village is in a sorry state. A lot of house are in disrepair. The ground is all muddy. Toward the outside of the village, there's a house that is not in the worst state, but also not in the best. It's quite outside the village. Get and point toward the house and say, "This is where the old woman lived. She liked to go in the forest a lot, so being on the periphery was good for her. So we always assume. There's nobody in there now. You can go in there if you want."
I walk up to the door and open it.
No one resides here now.
No, those. No, we assume the daughter, and since the father, like the mother died and the father disappeared, we don't know what happened to him, and then the daughter ran away. Rachel was her name.
Rachel. I take out a small book with a piece of charcoal wrapped in sheepskin for my pencil. I mark Rachel.
How old is Rachel? Speaks to Gatan.
She's in her early 20s.
mark down
I wouldn't be able. Enders might be able to tell you more about. There's a thing you need to know about Enders. He was quite infatuated with Rachel when she was young, but she rejected him.
Oh.
A spurned lover, then. I
They
make a
might-
note.
She probably sensed the light inside of him.
Well, at least
That could be
sense
it,
something
Father.
inside of him,
Could
Father.
be it. Yeah, I think Enders is like generally like well-intentioned. He's a good lad. not the
Yes,
brightest,
he is.
but
Yeah, look, as the rain's like coming down on me, I look around at the top of the house and say, "Look at how she disrespects her familial home. You said her mother was very well respected and did a lot of good for the community." Hmm.
the mother did a lot of good for the community. She was always a bit of an original, but she was well integrated in a sense, like doing her own stuff. People would go
Yes,
come see her when they needed. She never caused any trouble. I invite you to
and
step inside.
and it sounds like she also dabbled in paganism herself. As I kind of like walk
I
towards the
walk
door.
over. I walk into the modest house with my lantern, immediately looking at the shelves, any poultices or herbs or anything like that, and I'm looking to identify those. I'm looking specifically for things like spoiled rye, other things that could produce a hallucinogenic response. I'm using
Luca
that.
I
and Captain.
I walk in. I'm looking for any journals, anything written that may have their last thoughts that the mother may have expressed.
Captain.
Captain stands forth, puts his hand across before Anders. Let's talk a little bit, boy.
Father.
And
Sisbin walks into the middle of the living room and looks around, seeing a sloppy home, and makes his way towards the back, where he suspects the bedrooms are.
The home is definitely dark and dusty, and it's evident that stuff had been gathered in a hurry. There's sign of commotion around. You can see the trace in the dust of thing missing. Captain,
lad, so you have been a somewhat of a boyfriend of this girl when she was younger.
it was never was her boyfriend. She was a cute girl in the village. We don't have that much choice. But
Understandable.
I could already tell from her young age that she was not well. She was like deranged, and I cut tied pretty fast.
Oh,
I was thinking of joining the army myself at some point. I'm a pretty good shot, I think, from the village. Like, I can-
we could always use strapping young lads. You can always serve in the forces. However,
I'll be happy to show you my worth if we go on this hunt together.
very well. I may consider it. However, I have more interest in finding out a little bit more about this Rachel. Perhaps she had other suitors that you may know of.
I think the only suitors that you have is the darkness itself.
I see.
That's being made evident right now.
Very well. Very well. Understandable.
Gaten is in the house. He's scratching his chin, and he says to whoever want to hear, "We didn't touch anything. We knew that when she left away, we make sure that nobody would come here at a minimum amount. So everything is how she left it. We took away the body of the mother, of course, and we buried her. We burned her and buried her ash in the traditional sense, in the traditional manner. We had no reason to do otherwise."
Where
That
was
was
the
wise.
mother's bodies found? Where was her body found? The mother.
The mother was found in her house.
Here, show me where
Yes.
the body was.
He points toward the bedroom. We think she died in her sleep. You have to understand, Rachel is in her early 20, but her mother, Diana, got her quite late in life. It was we didn't expect her to have children at that point. It was quite unexpected, and also with a man that was quite younger than her, which was also fairly unusual. But since she's been like, they kept to themselves mostly. Like folks would come here to see them, and the man was also often like the man has been disappear since, but he was often going missing for weeks.
What?
He was a
But this
kind of a
man, what
strange
was, I
fellow.
take out my charcoal, the name of the father? We have Rachel, the father's name, the one that would go missing. What was his profession? Was he a trapper, a hunter?
We called him John, and
John?
he was a stranger, so he was keeping mostly to himself, and he was like he would work in the woods a lot.
A
It
woodsman.
was Yes, he would go in the woods and he would do a bit of everything, trapping stuff like that. He was like supporting supporting Diana for basic need, doing a bit of hunt, doing a bit of
Interesting.
trapping, cutting the woods.
You said
He didn't.
he would be gone for weeks, so perhaps he's just gone a little
Well,
longer than normal.
they all mostly kept to themselves. Sometimes the folks of the village would come see Diana for help on different thing, and this John fellow, it wasn't seen for a long time. Like nobody had seen him. He never really integrated. He was always a stranger, and he didn't speak the language too well. I can't even tell you where he was from, but he was clearly like a foreigner. He never caused any trouble to anybody, but he also like wasn't particularly liked or.
I walk over to where the little herbs and other things are, little stone mortar and pestle. I lick my finger, dip it in the mortar. Taste fascinating.
Tastes salty.
Ah, I know what this is as I taste it. I know exactly what this is.
Yeah,
This
it's
is This is something that's used to treat livestock, sickness in livestock.
Yes, Diana was often required for such kind of task. Something also that sometimes that, and we knew the church would frown upon.
Well, there's nothing evil about this. This is the light provides the herbs. I'm sure the father would agree. And these this is important. If you were missing, if your livestock, your sheep, you said we're having trouble. No live births, I believe. No,
Yes,
I'm only guessing based on what this medicine is. I'm only guessing that that's what it would be. This is a well-known herbal medicine for livestock. And without this, well, it'd be much more likely that your herds will have trouble. And no one has been administering these to the sheep. There's been no one that's.
Luca.
I have a question? Where was Diana, John, and Rachel regular? Did they attend the church regularly?
They weren't like, no, they weren't church regular. No, they were like, sometime Rachel would go, and she had some issues. She did some scene, and then people didn't like having her too much. You also have to understand, for the longest time, because we're so far away and so isolated, we only have a traveling priest coming once a month. In the last 2 years, we had a permanent priest being installed. He also he went to see right toward the mine, but he assumed he fell on the path. The path is not well maintained since the mine is closed. evidently some people say that there's been some foul play, that maybe he's been pushed. He was an old man, probably even older than you, Father Renard.
It's hard
Father
to believe.
Suspect.
Sorry. Sorry,
Oh,
Father.
that's quite all right. Renard is walking through the home, kind of putting his finger across. He's putting his finger across the herbalism desk and doing this. He's like, there aren't many older than me, Lieutenant Luca. Very troubling, though, that your religious figure was killed around the same time as all these other men went missing, it sounds like. Is that fair to say?
Eh, We couldn't tell that he was killed. It looked like he fell.
Of course. Oh, this sounds like there's a lot of mysterious circumstances surrounding this house.
He didn't
Yes.
say
I
it
wouldn't
happened in
go.
the house.
I wouldn't go tasting any more of these concoctions, Doctor.
No, it's
Just in case
it's quite
someone has been hard at work
Father,
poisoning the sheep to sell cures.
Father, he didn't say the priest died here or crossed paths with these people. He died in a mine. I wouldn't connect the two.
good point. I
Captain enters in.
cataloging things.
Captain,
There's witchcraft afoot, and a priest has died recently.
Ah, you're
What
talking
more is there to
witchcraft,
say?
are you? Well, that's only to be assumed, of course.
It turns out the priest that was shepherding this town recently died, Captain. More
Ah,
suspected foul play.
interesting.
Try to hold back your surprise. As I continue walking around the house, I'm going to go check out the bedrooms.
So, Doctor, what have you found?
A fascinating collection of herbs. Like, look here. There's some witch hazel. That's very useful. I see some dried leaves. I think that is for a poultice for injuries. Quite a few of the herbs here are for livestock. It looks like that's... Well, but there's also some roots over here. And this is fascinating.
Interesting stuff.
Lots
I've
of,
seen that in Wellington's groups. However, I have talked to the young lad out there. There's somewhat of a. I wouldn't suspect that there was any like lost lover along the lines or anything like that. Some sort of, connection with that. The young lad seems to be kind of straight and forwards.
That's been my experience. I hope he can come with us to hunt down this,
Father,
if I may, witch.
I don't think she's a witch. I'm going through some journals here. It just seems like she was a troubled teen and losing her mother. Her mother seemed to say she was a very caring young lady, just a bit troubled, but a good soul.
How many of these witchcraft hunts have you gone on, Lieutenant Luca?
Not many, but I've had experiences with the church and my family. They didn't go so well.
Perhaps the better question to ask, Father,
see.
is how many of these accused witches have you found innocent?
Well, it turns out the people of the land are rather adept at identifying their witches, and they only send me whenever there's a serious case.
we're pretty certain about this one. Like I said, there's a lot of strange circumstance, and she's been in trouble.
Typically, the common folk have a good feel of the pulse of what's going on around them. They typically don't need intellectuals coming in and telling them how to live their lives, Doctor.
Well,
That's
not
been
if
my
they're-
experience.
Not if every accused is guilty. Isn't that the case? I close my book. I've seen what I need to see here.
Sir,
Lieutenant,
yeah.
Lieutenant, do you
Yes,
do you see anything in the journals about maybe a place that she wanders through to think up her thoughts, that sort of thing? I know women usually have a place that they wish to go in order to keep, low profile, quiet.
The
does
journal has some pages missing toward the middle, and then the end is incomplete. In the start of the book, it's regular like teenage angst from what you can drift about. Luca.
Perhaps, yeah, I didn't see anything like that. Just it did say she liked going into the woods in a valley where there's a stream just to clear her head. Sometimes we can perhaps start there, but other than that, I didn't see anything else.
I might also suspect the mine. Sounds like a bit of a theater for operations for these devil worshippers.
That seemed like that's what we assumed as well, and we saw like the. I think I know where the stream is. It's not too far away.
Well, Captain, perhaps Luca and I can go check out the stream. I'd like to see
I suggest that we wait until the morning for that. Like I can guide you toward like I can guide you wherever you want. But now like at this hour with the dark and with the rain, hopefully tomorrow is going to be better.
Turn around quickly and look at Enders, and I say, Enders, what do you think? Should we wait?
I think if we go now, the problem is going to get dealt with faster.
I agree, but it's
wisdom.
Oh, we can make torches. It's with the rain.
Well, I have this lantern. I borrowed it from your stable.
Visibility will be
even
very
with the
minimal in
lantern,
dark.
like the
I
get
think we should-
get in like a look at this. Even with the lantern, if you want to go to the mine, and even if you go to those clearing, we're in the mountain here. The path is often very treacherous, and especially with all the rain that we had, it's going to be very muddy.
slippery.
It'd be like
we've traveled
very
we've traveled
unwise
late.
to go there at night.
I say,
Father, I can offer you my bed if you want to sleep. For you, gentlemen, the best I can offer is either a stable, or you could sleep here if you want.
I'll stay here.
Yeah, here sounds good. It's
I'd
far
like to
better
spend
than
a little more time
a lot of the
with these,
places the captain and I have slept in. Right, Captain?
That is correct. Yes. Let's settle down over here.
I want to get an early start, Captain. What do you think? Maybe we can go out
Sounds like the logical.
before sunrise, slightly before sunrise. So when we get there, the sun will be rising. We can leave
Captain,
early.
pass me that book if you don't mind. I'd like to just read it over, see if I can get an insight.
Lieutenant,
into
hand it over to him.
I hand it over. Here you go.
Thank you. I go sit down.
There's some
at the
pages
table.
missing.
Well,
Begin,
perhaps if she was if she was writing passionately, there may be impressions. I'll use my paper, and I've got this charcoal. There's a potential that I may be able to find what was written on that last page.
I'm sure no doubt you'll find evidence of her crimes. I walk around to the hallway and begin to bang on the floor with my boot, trying to listen for a basement.
With the charcoal, there's like one sentence you can make up, Doctor. That's you. From your best guess, it says, "I must help Father."
Look at this, Luca, Captain.
All
I
right.
must
What'd you
help
find?
Father. The last, as best I can determine with the science that I have at my disposal at this point, the last thing she wrote was that she was looking to help her father. See here?
The light really, the light is shining upon her guilty conscience. She no doubt killed the father from before, and
Your
she's
definition
feeling-
of help is different than mine, Father.
Probably, no doubt.
Perhaps he should go.
You're
Rest
assuming
his
she's
weary
talking
head.
about the priest. Perhaps she's talking about her own father. She's helping him, and she went out to look for him.
That's the logical conclusion. I see you've got reason on your side, Lieutenant.
Gaetan's look at the father and say, "Father, can I offer you hospitality for the night?"
Oh, I don't know. I feel like I'm obligated to keep an eye on these.
Oh, we won't be going anywhere.
As you wish, Father.
Perhaps I
And
will join you, actually. I am feeling a bit tired.
he waved toward the exit. He moved himself this way, and he bring Anders with him. Exiting the
Captain?
house.
I'm counting on you. Put
Outside
my
the
hood up
house,
and walk outside.
Anders look at you and say, "So, Father, I'll bring you there tomorrow if you want to go on the hunt. Like if you need extra muscle, I'll be there for you." And then he leaves.
I thank you, Anders. You will be most welcome.
Gaten, after Anders leave, Gaten look at you and say, like, "Father, I'd rather take you myself up there. This Anders guy is he's not wrong. He's not like he means well, but he's a bit trouble himself.
Oh, I see.
Yes,
I'm not one to turn my back on a troubled member of the church. Perhaps both of you can come.
that could maybe that could satisfy everybody.
All right, then it's settled. Slap him on the shoulder. Now,
And he
please, I'm
starts
very
moving
tired.
toward his house. He's bringing you to the house.
Do you know if they had any secret, or if they had a basement, or if they had an attic, perhaps?
No, it is a very small oval. Like there's no.
Hmm.
They won't be. They would need to be very creative to have some way of unless they use magic for that as well. You think that could be a thing? There's some kind of like
That would
place that
be.
cannot be seen.
She sounds very young. Perhaps the mother, but the mother sounds
Never
like
had
she
any.
was blending in rather well with your people.
Yeah.
As he stomps through the mud.
He enters his house, open the door for you. If you want more stew, Father, just help yourself. Otherwise, you can have more in the for breakfast
Thank
or
you.
both.
You're most kind. Are you?
You can take my bed. I'll sleep in the barn for the night.
Captain Anders goes to the bed of the woman, the old woman, takes the sheet and ruffles it, making sure it's all straightened out.
It's dusty.
On Lieutenant, may as well make your nest over there. Points at the girls.
I think I should check the floors. My parents had a home like this, and we had a small little baseboards, floorboards you can remove. Perhaps maybe there's some personal items here that they may have kept. Shed some light. Give us some clues.
Under
Very
the
well.
the dim lamp of the lantern, or the dim light of the lantern, I'm poring over this young woman's, Rachel's book, reading through it. I see no mention of anything that could be even remotely considered a cult in this. Nothing. If she was, and I don't see any of the iconography that the good father would be very upset to find. It's completely absent. I rub my eyes.
They're quick to judge.
Look
They don't
up-
understand science. It's just magic.
Look at the floorboard or old and used, and you can feel the draft from underneath, from coming from outside. It's a very simple house with just like some board on a like raised from the floor from the mud, just to keep your feet dry, basically. Nothing to be found there.
I guess to bed and early to rise in, huh?
Captain
Captain.
removes his boots and starts wiping them down. Yes, best get yourself all ready for the trip tomorrow.
I reluctantly turn down the lamp, plunging the small house into darkness. Use my leather satchel as a pillow and wrap my wet cloak around.
The drizzle of rain stopped during the night, and it's fairly quiet. The night is fairly quiet. You feel like after a long day of traveling, the night goes by fast. In the morning, bird chirp
Sisbin is
in
is
the
not
house.
going. Sisbin doesn't want to go to sleep. About 2 hours later, I make my way out of the house and start heading
Yeah.
towards the girl's house again. Trying to not alert
Yeah.
young Gaten.
The
Oh. And
the street is very quiet. but as
end
you-
up knee deep in a large mud puddle going, ah!
like Gaten see you coming out of the house. I say, Father, you're right. Did you need to use the back house?
I felt compelled. I had a vision. Gaten,
You had a vision.
the light came to me in the night.
What did it say?
It peered down onto me.
We're so lucky to have such a holy man with us.
Yes, I just needed to go for a walk for a moment. Will you walk with me?
Sure, of course, Father, of course. We need to rest though. It's gonna be hard just trip to the mine in the morning.
You
And
go
who
back
knows
then.
what's gonna-
I just want to take a quick walk to clear my head.
Sure. I'll leave you be.
Something dark is in your town, Gaten. I don't know if you believe it or not, but
We do.
guard
We-
yourself with faith.
Yes.
And
And he goes back to his stable and looking at
Walk
you
on
walk
over.
over.
walk on
Mhm.
over there. I continue to walk around the or towards the house. Then I'm gonna make a block and start walking back. And eventually having the house between me and Gaten's house, I'm going to peer into the house to see if any of the lights are on at that time.
At the time, the house is dark.
And I'm going to go over to where the bedroom is, the corner of the house that has the bedroom, and get down under it so that I can see underneath the hollow floor.
Yeah. Inside the house, Luca, you can
Not
hear,
in the
hear
house.
some. I'm talking to Luca.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You awaken during the night, like hearing some rustling around.
I grab my flintlock pistol. Captain, I hear something.
He clutches his flintlock himself. And,
Father,
I open up my my cloak and pull out a pouch from an inside pocket. And inside of the pouch are 5 bird hearts preserved. And I begin to start throwing them underneath the house.
I walk over to the window to get a better look at the noise I heard.
there's a shape in the mud.
I cock back the hammer. Who's there? I'm going to shoot. Name yourself.
Hello?
Father, is that you?
Yes, it's me.
I could have shot you.
Is everything okay in there?
I cock the hammer back.
we're
and put
doing
my
just
flintlock-
fine, Father. We're doing just fine.
I was about to shoot you.
I'm
You
sorry,
should
I
be asleep.
had a vision.
Hold on. I'll come out. He puts over his cloak and heads on outside.
Doctor, all this commotion wakes you up, obviously.
I roll over, searching for my spectacles. I've been sleeping on my flintlock. That's
Make my way back around to the front of the house, where the front door is.
What is going on? Who is
Casper
that?
meets up with So, what you doing underneath there, father?
Yes, Father.
What do you mean?
What were you under the house? You were under the floor? Where was he, Lieutenant?
So,
I saw him throwing something down there. Perhaps. I hope it's not witchcraft, Father. And I smile at him.
Indeed.
What do you mean? I wasn't under anything.
I clearly saw you.
and
I was on that side of the house. I had a vision.
I saw you throwing something. What were you throwing under the house?
I
was
walk over to the
throwing
lantern, light the lantern.
I had a vision that there might be some evidence underneath the bedroom.
But I saw you clearly throwing something down there.
You must have been mistaken.
I'm not mistaken.
I was reaching.
The captain can attest. I'm a light sleeper. I would always keep watch. I never failed. All our years in the military. I'm a
I
keen
don't
observer.
understand. Are you calling me a liar?
I'm not calling you a liar. I'm just telling you.
Perhaps
what I saw.
you need to. Perhaps you need to check your man, Captain.
You know what? I think I'm gonna go check outside.
Captain's already
Good.
outside.
We need to find that
Doctor.
evidence.
I need this lantern. I got to see what the father threw down there.
Please.
I look
I
underneath
hand
the
the
house.
lantern over to Luca, then go to the table where I left my notebook and piece of charcoal. And I start making notes.
With the light of the lantern, you can see some kind of like reddish, dark reddish pieces of flesh seem under the house.
I'll grab them. Walk back inside. Where were you throwing this? I don't remember this from church.
is
My
it?
parents are. I don't know. Whatever you threw down there.
Luca, pass me one of those. I'd like to examine it.
I pass one over to the doctor. Captain, I am
Yes,
certain.
give me one.
I saw him.
Captain's still outside. Captain walks back in.
Yeah, but
Captain, I'm certain I saw him throw this. I looked out the window and he was tossing something under the house.
I
I'm certain.
seen you go down and grab them.
Doctor, you can tell it's their chicken art, their
don't-
bird art.
I explained.
It's
that I
dry.
had. Are you eating now too? Stop eating all of the pagan elements of this house. Goodness.
Merely employing all my senses is part of this investigation. Still unclear as to why you felt the need to crawl underneath the house and then throw this down there. This
I-
almost looks like witchcraft. Wouldn't you agree, Father?
Most certainly.
Then why did you have it?
I didn't have it. You have it.
I have it because it was retrieved by Luca. Father, are you suffering the effects of travel in your advanced age?
I think perhaps you're suffering from not understanding what I'm saying.
Perhaps the witchcraft from evilness from this house affected you, Father. Father, I clearly saw you.
We should perhaps just deal with this in the morning.
Perhaps you saw
gentlemen.
me looking under the house. That's what I was
Yes.
doing.
Perhaps let's all settle down and
Who wants to take the
have a
father
sleep.
back to his
Captain,
bed?
I think it's important that I explain myself, as Lieutenant Luca has called me a liar 5 times now.
Are you
I will
calling me a
not-
liar?
It's all
I
going
saw
in my
you
report
clearly.
to the king.
now, Lucas. Just settle.
I
What the
had a
fuck?
vision from the light. I explain. That's what I've been trying to explain. And it showed me that there would be evidence underneath the house.
Highly
And that's
irregular.
why I was there, to look for it. There's no use trying to convince you lot.
Gaetan's walked through the door. I say, Father, is everything all right here? Like this, you're not coming back to bed? Like you came back to the house? Is there some problem? I had some commotion coming over.
Perhaps the father was just sleepwalking. I think he needs to go back to sleep. You were just sleepwalking, right, Father?
No, I was not just sleepwalking.
No, he
I mean,
said
that
he
would
had
explain
a
what
vision.
happened.
Yes.
I read from the manual or from my notes. A vision of dried bird hearts that he then threw underneath the house. Okay,
I never
am I
said the
missing
vision
anything?
was of dried bird hearts. Once again, you are poorly coming to conclusions. I said I had a vision that there would be evidence underneath this corner of the home. And
We're so blessed to
Luca
have such
has
a
found
holy
her.
man with us.
All right. Stop the bickering. Let's get some sleep now.
Gaetan, didn't I tell
Agreed.
you I had a vision?
Please can we resume
Yes.
this in the morning? The captain's right. We need to get an early start, and I'm tired. We've been sleeping out in the rain for days. I'd like to sleep under a roof,
Unbelievable.
on a bed.
Yes,
I lay
it
back
is
down on the
unbelievable
floor.
to have such a holy man being with us.
Lieutenant Luca, you're discharged from your duties as far as I'm concerned.
Well, hold on.
You can
hold
go
on.
home.
He's the captain's man.
He is
Shouldn't
not
that
here
be the
to assist us in a hunt.
Captain's call, isn't it?
Exactly.
Captain Anderson?
Exactly. Let's settle this in the morning.
I think it'd be wiser, like nice
Very
bring
well, Captain.
counsel.
I trust your judgment,
Father.
Captain.
Father, I'll escort you back to bed. I think
Thank you,
the
Gaetan. This
temperament
vision
seems to be
has
heated
taken a
here.
lot out of me.
He's
He's
leaning
stepping
his
back toward
his
me.
arm to you,
I
so you
lean,
can.
putting all my weight on him as he escorts me back.
Yes, he walks back to the house.
There were bird hearts underneath the house. It was just
Bird
like my
hearts?
vision. Yes, common.
So you did a vision of bird art.
No. I had a vision that there was evil underneath the house. I don't know what they've done to the Bernhards, but that was
What is the bird
what
art?
Luca found there.
That's
It's used in many. It's
concerning.
used in many cursing rituals. I've seen it a few times.
Do you think that's what I could have killed Diana? Do you think the daughter could have gone against the mother?
I don't know, or she suffered her own corruption, the effects of her own corruption. But I believe it is probably the daughter. She's most
take
likely
you-
killed her mother.
I'll take you I'll take you to her where we're pretty certain where she is, where she's hiding.
Thank you, Kate.
He opened the door of the house for you. I'll go back to the stable if you
Stumble
need it.
on.
Like, would you prefer me to sleep on the floor next to you?
Would you think less of me if I did?
Oh, no, Father. Like, there seems to be tension amongst your group, and I don't want them to.
It does seem to be. I'm worried that perhaps they've been, by sleeping in the house, perhaps touched by some sort of evil that's underneath it. Be wary of them.
Oh, I see.
We'll talk later in the morning, Gaetan.
Yes, let's talk in the morning. Yes.
I'm counting on you.
He
To the room.
he lied on the floor and then gets back up, take a chair and go like put it in front of the door and go back lie down. Back at the house of Diana's.
Captain, I'm very tired.
Captain lies. Yeah.
I
Very
thought I was-
well. Takes his hat over his head. Says, "We'll let the cards lay where they go. All right, lad."
Hopefully we can sleep. I haven't been able to sleep with those two bickering every night, every day for the last few days. Finally, he was sleeping
Sleepily.
somewhere else. I thought I'd sleep, but nope, he came back.
From my back. I take exception to that. We're just trying to find the truth.
I understand, but I just want to sleep.
I mean, planting evidence to this father. The father's a hammer, and to a hammer, everything looks like a nail. I close my eyes, fall asleep.
I also fall asleep.
The morning come, bird are chipping. Gaetans wake you up, Father, says Ben. Say,
I go,
Father, you want to have a quick breakfast? I can go fetch the rest of your group. Make yourself like a.
Gaten, you startled me. Whew.
I'm sorry,
What's
Father.
it?
I'm sorry, Father.
All night I had that terrible dream over and over. Something dark is in this town.
Yes, obviously, like it seemed to be much worse than what we had thought. Like, I'm glad that we reached out.
Me too. Oh, if only my job wasn't made so much worse by that. Never mind.
Gaetans and you.
I appreciate some breakfast. Thank you, Gaten.
He ends you off a bottle of stew that he had in his hand.
Put a
And say,
cloak over my bed shirt that I'm wearing.
I'll go. Feel free to use the back house and to eat as much as you want. I'll go fetch your group.
Your hospitality is most appreciated, Gaten.
Should I get Enders? I was
I
concerned
think
about
you
him.
had better get him first, Gaten.
Oh, okay. He's a bit hot-headed, and but with the tension of your group, I don't know if it's be helpful or cause more harm. At least,
Please
I'll get him.
take my counsel and get him.
I'll send him get your group, and he step off the house.
Like instantly, my demeanor changes, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
The lights coming out through the window and the birds chirping in the back in the house.
It's morning, Captain. We should get
Aye, it is. Get up. He goes ahead and kicks at him. He said, I've been up for the last half hour. Come on, Lieutenant. Finishes cleaning up his rapier.
Doctor?
I hear them moving around, open my eyes, blearily looking for my glasses, find them. Morning already? What a terrible night's sleep. I stand up, grab my leather satchel, start putting things back in, ready to go.
I grab my flintlock, begin to clean it, oil it up, check my cartridge box, make sure everything's in order.
So, Doctor, looks like you may need a bit of an escort.
I tell you, Father is highly suspicious.
I cannot deny or, condone what has happened. I have no idea what has occurred underneath the house. We only know the circumstances. The priest has said they were there while he had seen them underneath the floorboards. I do not know if he planted them or not.
I guess we'll
The
find
door burst open, and Enders step in. Guys,
Anders.
you ready for the witch hunt? I've been sent to fetch you. You can go get some breakfast at the Burgermeister house.
Aye, we shall get ourselves together. Come on, men.
Yes, get your group.
Let's go.
I follow him behind the captain, eyes lingering on this young man, so eager to kill the young woman.
If we go to the mine, it's probably like useless to bring the horse because for most of the way, like the roads are too bad nowadays and they've not been maintained since we don't go to the mine anymore.
Aye, the horses need to be reshod anyways.
Oh, I can have like somebody like work on that while we're away if you want. Like I'm sure, like I don't know. It's like this. Thomas is our blacksmith, and he's probably not too happy to see you here. He's one of those like, that want to wish side with the darkness, if you know what I mean.
I see, son. But perhaps, he will do us a service.
Yes, hopefully his good conscience will prevail.
I fall further and further behind, and then on a whim, I dart into the space between two buildings, go looking for the smithy.
Captain and Luca, Enders tell you, like, I find you can find the Burgermeister's house yourself. You've been there a lot, like already. So I'll go get the smithy. Where's your friend there? Where's your?
He looks behind.
He likes to run off.
Perhaps he'll find his way over there eventually.
Should I go look for him, Captain, or?
No. I'm sure we'll hear about any trouble going on. Small town anyways. Let's go, Burgermeisters.
Alain, the village is very small and this smithy is easy to find with the noise and the smell, right? There's a man, short, very stocky, that is outside doing some like preparing his day of work, basically, like showing some iron here and there, warming up his stove, busy at work.
I walk up to him at a respectful distance away. I called out, Sir Smithy. Sir Smith, I have just a couple questions for you, if you don't mind. I'm very concerned.
You with those Inquisitor group. I got nothing to say to you. You fucking come
Look,
here. You're gonna.
I'm not interested in summary execution of an innocent young girl.
I know why you're here.
I want to find Rachel and see that she's okay. I do not believe that she's a witch. No evidence has pointed to it. I am an academic, and I'm here to ensure that there isn't religious excess that costs someone their life. Perhaps you could help?
A witch or not a witch? Like, our mother has been with us like our whole life. Like,
The
we're
herbalist, Diana,
yeah,
right?
Diana. She's
She
always been
provided this. I reach into my leather satchel. I pulled out some of the herbs, right? She was providing this for your flocks.
Yes, she was helping people. Like she was helping people with like I had like a bad cough at some point, and she gave me some concoction that made me feel better in the fortnight. She never hurt anybody. The daughter made me trouble. Like the father, I don't know what happened with the father. He was always a strange fellow, but he wasn't mean to anybody. He never kicked a dog.
What is the relationship between young Rachel and this tall young man, this spurned lover, a suitor, perhaps? He seems
Anders?
Yes.
And there's an
Anders.
idiot. And there's a fucking idiot.
You've had some dealings with him, I assume.
You keep talking about joining the army. I just wish you would, so we can get out of the village. He's a fucking idiot. He went after Rachel when she was young, but like Rachel had more sense than that. She's not interested. She never seemed too interested in anybody, to be honest.
She was a bit of a free spirit, Rachel. She is a free spirit.
She liked to hang out in the wood, and we always assumed she would take place her place of her mother. Like her mother had her quite late, as you know. Like she's like unexpected. We didn't expect her to leave like that and to disappear. And people want to blame people. Like things happen.
There was some
She
evidence
gets
that
sick, and people will always like look for somebody to blame.
yeah, superstitions. I did see some evidence in the mother's house that there was someone left in a hurry, maybe even not of their own will. Aside from Enders, is there anyone else that would harbor ill intent to Rachel or her family?
Well, the Burgermeister seemed to be like he's the one that called this whole fucking shebang. He's the one.
What's his connection to the family?
I don't know. He always seemed to be. He never seemed to be very much the religious type at all. Like that's kind of new thing. Like ever since like Diana died, it's kind of like a bug took him. He became all religious and stuff. Like he was pretty friendly with Diana for her whole life and Rachel and stuff like that. But now all of a sudden, like it's all like, oh, we need to bring the church this, and we need to this witch, and he convinced like some of the folks enough.
And this was just recent. This
Yes.
complete about face.
Yes,
You've been very helpful, good Smith. My name is Dr. Alain Farron, and you've been most helpful. What your name?
Look, I'm talking about the idiot there, like just like you look over and there's coming.
I appreciate your time. I'll let you get back to your work. I turn around before Ender arrives. I'm sorry. I just must have taken a wrong turn. Please lead on to the Burgermeisters.
I just come here to talk to Thomas here about shunning your horse. Did you? I guess you asked him yourself. I could have like done it for you, just like. But yeah, I guess you find your way around. Let's go back to the
It's not a big
Burgermeister.
house. This is not a big camp. This is a small, even compared to the campuses that I frequent.
Yeah, Thomas is a good man. Hopefully, he's gonna come to his sense, though. He's been a bit tense lately.
I tend not to argue with those that work the iron and steel. I nod to Thomas. Thank you, sir, and then
Thomas
turn
nod back
around.
to you, do a little smile, look at the Anders and frown. Anders turn around. Come on. What's your name again? If I,
You can call me Doctor.
okay, Doctor, that's a good. It's almost better than father. Come,
Well, I wouldn't go that
let's
far.
go get the switch.
We follow a different path. As I'm walking, I make a few notes with my charcoal and
At the Burgermeister house.
Ma-
Fine delectables you have here, Burgermeister. Starts eating.
Thank. It's not much, but like it's a good hearty meal that's gonna make you put our well on our way for the trip that we have to do.
Perfect. It's hitting the spot.
I couldn't eat another bite. Leans back in his chair, having not eaten any of it. He's got like Sisbin pulls out a little. He's got a little ration in his bag. It's a piece of chocolate. He takes a little nibble of it.
I took my musket out and I cleaned it and made it ready for in case we encounter something. I'm not the best shot.
I'm not quite sure, Captain. Why is Lieutenant Luca still with us? I thought I dismissed him.
I
Last
have
night.
dismissed him.
You
He'll
have?
be here for the duration.
I work for the captain. Captain
I
works for
was
you, but
under
I
the
work for
impression
captain.
that I was the authority on this.
Gentlemen,
adventure of
like
ours.
we need all the help we can have if when like we don't know what kind of like she's been gone for weeks now. We don't know what kind of like conspiration she did with the dark power.
Could be bandits, could be anything. I just want to be sure.
Father, we shouldn't turn away some help. Like the light will guide us.
Of course it will. I
Let's just
just hope
finish.
that it continues guiding Lieutenant Luca here.
Well, let's finish our meals and we can get going and find Rachel and we can be done with this and we can part our ways. Sooner we're done, sooner we can part.
I arrive at the Burgermeister's house, put my notebook in
Anders.
my satchel. I see people inside. I walk up to the door.
Anders come in as well. He goes toward the bowl of stew. And Gaten look, Anders, you got food at home. I'm not feeding the whole village. Anders put down the stew.
Oh, be nice to old Enders.
I'll take a bowl, please. Thank you, sir.
Anders
Captain
take back the bowl.
grabs
start
the
filling
bowl
one.
from Sisban's, since he hasn't grabbed it, hands it over to the young man.
Thank you, Captain. Thank you, Captain. I'll come with you. Like I brought about my musket as well. So and I'm a pretty good shot. I can't wait to show you. Should go like outside, do some practice shot, like so I can. I don't have much.
Nay, lad.
No.
We have things to do first. So
Yes, we've waited far too long already.
All right.
All this need to prove everything. Goodness. You'd think
All
after
right,
last night I'd have a little bit more.
I'll prove it to you in the action. Let's get going. Gaten, let's get going.
Good. Fine.
You're almost done
Stands
there,
up
Doctor.
and
We should
closes
get
cloak.
going.
I crush a few of the herbs that I've taken from the Diana's hut. Sprinkle that in the stew. Much better. Finish that off quickly and yep, this is great.
Gaten gives you a suspicious look.
Well, here, would you like to try? I pass him the bowl.
I give him I do this at Gaten.
Thank you, I'll pass. And he nodded at the father.
All right,
Now,
then.
shall we go?
Yes, let's get going. It's I'm warning you, gentlemen. It's an arduous trek. Yeah, but we can get there like in an hour. Then you look at the father, maybe two.
Captain
over.
dons his cloak.
I lean over to the doctor. The father prefers his stew with chicken hearts. I whisper to him and just smile and follow the captain.
Yeah. Chicken hearts and
I hope I won't be a
Sanctimony.
drag on this journey. It was
Gaten,
a restless sleep last night.
Yeah, a lot of commotion with this vision. That happened to you a lot, Father?
Only a few times.
I take out my notebook, make a
That's why
couple
Rose's
notes,
hair. Oof.
put it back in my satchel.
Okay, doctor,
Give the doctor
father.
look, and I say they're well documented.
I'm sure.
Where are we going first?
I think we should go to, like I said, we suspect that she took refuge in the old mines.
I agree.
All righty, let's
It's-
head off to the mines then.
Yes. You ready? He shoulders his rifle, his musket, and he's step toward the door. It's a beautiful day
Get a good
outside.
walking stick.
Sunny.
Lead the way, lad.
Yeah. Start walking. The path is quite arduous. It's true, and you can see that there used to be a better road that has been eroded with time, with the rain and with lack of use. In some place, the path requires like that you hold yourself like quite close to the wall of a cliff. Gaten's point at some point on one of those passages and say, "We found the old priest down here, so that's why like we didn't think too much of it at the time."
The old priest that fell,
Yeah, that died.
he died from a fall? I
Yeah,
ask.
Yes, anyone could fall from this height and be killed instantly. Let's all be extra careful.
So what
Yeah.
I'm hearing
My
is
eyes
father
narrow
wasn't
with the
witchcraft. He just slipped and fell.
Exactly.
some
Yes,
people.
another
Yes,
conclusion from the lieutenant. I'll let you know when something needs stabbing. Now, if we can make our way through this cliff.
Never mind him, Lieutenant.
Let's move
Make another
along.
note.
Move along.
Yeah, with caution. The cliff is manageable. It does take a while to get through it. At some point, you see there's a installation that are clearly abandoned, that have been left alone. Gideon point to them. This is the entrance to the old mine that's going to be there across there. Be careful. We suspect that the witch, Rachel, has taken refuge in there.
Yes, yeah, right. The witch.
Careful,
I
gentlemen.
impulsively walk right towards the entrance.
I follow in behind the doctor.
I follow closely behind the captain watching his back.
Father?
I call
Look
out,
at,
Rachel! Rachel!
I look at Enders and Gaetan and I say, be careful here. They don't take this threat seriously.
It's pretty
Hope
dark.
that
You should
you-
probably turn up that
I hope
torch,
that you
that
two will
lantern.
as well.
Doctor,
And there's
that
the-
lantern of yours.
Yes, I stop right at the entrance, light the lantern, start walking inside, holding the lantern in front of me.
Anders takes his gun out of his shoulder.
I'd rather
Okay,
you
like
not
I'm
be holding
ready.
that behind me, young man, as I walk in.
There's more threats in here than you think, Doctor. Good man, Enders.
Captain, please watch our six.
My lieutenant is watching for us, he whispers.
Rachel, I call out. Rachel!
The sound echo on the wall of the cavern. Gaetans look at you, say, like, "You just want to call her like that? We gonna lose our advantage if we try to surprise her."
Yes, I
There are
suppose,
how many of us? I'm sure we can handle one 20-year-old woman. Rachel,
She got the darkness with her.
It'll be fine. We're armed. No worries.
I keep walking carefully
Would have
in.
been better if we would have perhaps surprised her rather than let her hide forever inside of a dark mine. But I suppose yelling and letting everyone know that we're on our way is one strategy. The strategy of
like,
reason.
Enders yell like, Rachel, you better come out, you bitch. It's your time has come.
Captain, please silence that young man.
Anders, be quiet for the moment. We are trying to
Sorry,
listen.
Rachel,
Sorry, Captain.
he is not in charge. I spoke with your friend Thomas, the smith. There's a lot of people concerned about you.
It's time to be judged, Rachel. Come on out.
Rachel,
Gaetan's like, look at the doctor and say like, Thomas, I accepted to spoke to you. He was quite upset about me like calling you all.
Rachel, we were in Diana's home. We know you want to help your father. Perhaps we can help him too.
The lantern
I call
like,
out.
project light like a few feet in front of you.
It's hard to see anything. I can't see
That
much.
kind of
Luca, come up here. Maybe your eyes are better than mine. I take off my spectacles.
Excuse me, Captain.
Gaetan's tell
Aye.
you like those mines are true labyrinth. If you want to go in there, like there's a mini passage that branch out in every direction. We really look for all the ore we can find in there.
I step over to the right as everyone begins to walk forward. Go over to the cave wall and pull out a piece of black chalk. And just kind of watch them for a moment, see if they're going to look back at me. And then I'm going to start drawing a symbol of darkness on the wall. So I don't know what you...
Nobody knows.
Yeah, I quickly fallen behind them.
Cap, you need help there,
Luca.
Father?
Yeah, Luca, you see the father,
Father,
on
you-
the side there. You cannot
you-
tell what he's doing, but you
That's,
see him. in the-
just quickly, that's a personality roll. So should I roll something?
Oh. Stealth.
Okay.
Father, are you afraid we're going to get lost? You're marking on the stone walls? What? An X or what is it?
Oh, it's nothing. It's nothing. Thought I saw something on the walls. Nothing to worry about.
You were marking it with charcoal, right? I saw.
Yes.
Okay.
I keep calling out, Rachel, you want to help your father? We could help. Are you here?
There's some a little gasp coming from the darkness.
Captain, did you hear that? I whisper.
I heard it, Captain.
Impulsively, I move
Let's
in the direction.
let's move in. He pulls forth his saber and puts it in behind his cloak, ready, and
I
moves
stumble.
forwards.
I move too quickly. My
follow.
foot catches on a stone.
Ready yourself, Ender. Gaten. Don't let her get her witchery on you.
She's there. She's there. Grab her, Captain. Lieutenant, grab the witch.
Elian, head
I try
on
to-
forwards.
I barked my shin on. Ow.
I help.
Stumbling forward.
I walk over and help the doctor up. Gotta be careful. Maybe I should take lead.
Here's the
Go
lantern.
ahead, Lieutenant. Go ahead.
Rachel, we're coming.
He helps the doctor, pulls him to the side.
I'm
Rub
looking
my shin.
around for as I walk behind them still. I'm looking around for the any evidence of someone living here. And
You see like in the dust there like some place of like some trace of people like coming out and coming in and out, right? There's been some action around here. Some noise of rapid movement comes from behind you, from the
I
entrance.
say, "Oh, look what I found! More chicken hearts."
I turn
And
around.
Drop a couple.
turn
on the floor.
around.
I quickly turn.
A
Over here.
huge scream, like from the darkness behind you. A huge scream, almost inhuman. Roar! Can be heard, and then some rapid movement.
I plaster myself up against the wall.
I do
What on
say,
earth was that?
Behind us.
Gaten
"What do you
grabs
think it was,
the arm of the
Captain?
captain.
Ready
I say,
yourself.
what was that? There's a monster. It's probably like one of the demon. The
It's the
witch
reason we're
call it
here,
from.
you fools. Get out of your stupor and draw your weapons."
The captain pulls forth his saber and moves forwards towards where the scream came from.
I follow
From the
behind the
darkness,
captain.
deep and deeper in the cave, you hear a little woman voice say, "No, no."
I stop. Just as I'm about to follow Luca, I turn around. Can't see anything in the darkness. But yet I still move forward. My
Captain,
hands out in front of me.
I heard a
trying to
female voice
feel-
in this direction. I think we should
Your
go in that
lights,
direction. She may need help.
Ender Skaten, go to help them.
the lights of the lantern,
Start to slide across the wall, like approaching the.
put some light on a young woman in dirty clothes.
I
That have been
immediately
really
run up to
rough.
her. Rachel, are you okay? I start examining for injuries and
A huge scream from the darkness from toward the entrance can be heard again.
I heads on towards it.
this poor woman is
Rach-
malnourished. She's
Rachel-
alive, but in bad
She's
shape.
crying.
It's okay. It's
Oh,
okay.
are we sure that's right? Are you Rachel?
Ender, is this Rachel?
Like as she reached out toward the captain and said, "Get don't go out there."
The captain looks around. His awareness.
There's like definitely like there's something in the darkness from where you came, like that the darkness that closed back behind you as you came further into the mine.
She summoned some sort of demon.
She's
He
summoned
pulls-
nothing. She's warned us of the threat.
Pulls
Rachel,
forth his flintlock.
I stand in front of Rachel, put myself between her and the father.
Aye, demon, if you're going to come out, you better be ready.
And there's like yell, "You should fucking like stop her from speaking before she can cast some spell on us."
She warned us, you fool.
Do it, Ender. Do it. Try to command him.
And there's go to pull the doctor out of Rachel.
I quickly grab my flintlock and put it.
I
in,
also-
stop.
My
We're here
hand
to help
drops
this
to the
girl.
flintlock, but I don't pull it yet. Think wisely, young man.
And
I'm
there's
appointed
stop.
by the king.
And there's stop and look at the father. Father, does the witch put a spell on your man already?
I don't know, but we can ill afford to let that demon come and slay us.
This
I
is
have
not the
my eye on
demon.
the demon if it comes in. The scream was heard from this way.
I'm frustrated. I turn back. I again I pull out from my leather satchel just a small stopper of water. I offer it to Rachel. Drink, Rachel.
It's not a demon. It's not
What
a
is it?
demon. You hear like footstep in the darkness still.
Captain, she says it's not a demon.
And what is it?
Go ahead, Rachel. You can tell us. As I crouch down next to her.
It's my father.
Your father.
Father, run away. He's sick.
What does he have?
He lowers his
Her father's
flintlock.
dead.
I lower my flintlock as well.
Her father's dead. We know this already.
They said
I
he's
take off.
missing, father, not dead.
I take
He's
off my
not
cloak
dead.
and wrap it around Rachel.
Don't hurt him. He cannot help himself. He's not dead. He's sick. He's cursed. I don't know. He needs help. I cannot help him. My mother could, but now she's gone.
Here, I open my leather satchel. I've taken samples of your mother's herbs. Do you recognize any that she would have given to your father? This witch hazel, for example?
I brought with me what I think I would need to figure it out, and the notes and the books, but
I walk up
fail.
to.
I'm
I walk up to
failing.
her.
Perhaps you should let the doctor look. Are those the pages we saw torn from the journal, your mother's journal?
I reach into the satchel, pull out the journal. This journal, Rachel?
This
Luca,
is my
please hold the
journal.
lantern so she can see.
This is
I
my
move the
journal. Like,
lantern
I know, like,
closer.
those people from the village wouldn't. You got, like, people in the village wouldn't understand. Anders interrupt her. Like, you fucking bitch. You keep
Okay,
stop
okay.
lying him out.
Relax.
I walk up to
Tension's
her
high.
and I'm gonna grab her by the collar. I say, "Tell me about the chicken hearts. What were you going to do with them? What sort of curse did you have in mind?"
This is
step
too much.
between
Too
the
much for me.
priest and
The
girl.
flintlock comes out.
Wait.
I print it.
I
I
follow-
plant it
I-
in the father's chest. Back off.
Captain,
Gaetan, like, take his musket and point it at you, Aiden.
The chicken.
he's
Everyone,
attacking the church.
everyone with their guns down. Relax.
Let go of the girl.
Captain.
Captain's intently looking into the darkness, seeing where that scream has come from. John! Screams out. Is that you?
We're here to help, John.
I tried to push the girl into the flintlock pistol in my chest.
Wait, father.
A raspy voice
Up.
comes from the darkness. Let the girl go.
I'm taking this girl out of the mine. She is obviously not a witch.
Let's all proceed outside. Let's head on out. John, you lead us away. We will take your daughter to safety.
Stay in the cave. Let the girl go.
We're here to help, John.
I can't leave your daughter alone.
We brought a doctor, John.
Tell me about the chicken hearts, you witch.
Rachel is sobbing and say, like, don't hurt my father. He's innocent.
The father. He's bewitched the family. And the mother must have seen it or something. I
running.
I push the daughter down and I go, oh,
My
From the
flintlock drops
direction
from
of
the
the-
father's chest as I try to grab Rachel before she hits the stone of the mine floor.
I stand between the doctor, Rachel, and the father. Please. I said before. Tension's high. Everyone relax. Take a deep breath. We need to figure out exactly what's going on here with John. Captain,
I'll escort her out. I
John,
can
come
escort her out.
forth. Come forth. I am Captain Andrews.
There's the sound of running toward you, Captain.
He braces himself and gets his saber sort of ready but lowered.
Out of the darkness, step a humanoid beast.
What on earth?
Swipe at you, clawing you. You can try to parry.
And
the demon.
he moves himself to the side.
Rachel scream, "Father, no!" Luca.
Captain! I instantly shoot at the creature that was attacking the captain.
Enter Gaitan, don't you know a demon when you see one?
Doctor.
I grab Rachel and I will drag her out of harm's way.
Father.
That beast is faster than he looks.
I'm gonna command Gaitan and Ender. Kill the beast.
The shot ricochets off the wall and splinters across the captain's face, causing a couple of gashes.
And there's try to shoot at the beast. Just hit the wall as well. Gaten is holding his musket toward the doctor. Luca, your shot missed. The beast is running back into the shadow.
Or whatever it is, whatever your father has become, he's run away. Ender's put that gun down.
I'm sorry, what do you think it is that's our charge here? We're here to hunt that thing.
Well, it ran
Or are you gonna
away.
be a coward now?
I'm a good
Luca?
I am not a coward. I'm a good marksman. That thing is
Then
fast.
grab your weapon and look for that thing.
Galen, lower your weapon immediately.
I was in the military for 10 years. I'm not going to die foolishly running after that thing.
You've been paid.
Oh, we're here to take care of it, but I'm also not going to die.
Priest, you already discharged us from your service. We are here to protect the doctor.
I have not discharged you, Captain.
Oh, but you have back at the house. You have discharged my lieutenant. You obviously do not need an escort.
You told me he was not discharged. Is that have you changed your mind?
I walk right up to Galen's with Rachel behind me, still dragging her towards the entrance. I get right up into his face.
They won't
You have a
even
lot
fight
to answer for.
They won't even attack the obvious demon. Enders.
Rachel, like, he's crying. There's a way to help my father. My mother did it. Like, shouldn't
Don't listen
die.
to her bewitching you. Oh,
Right out, my spectacles almost on his nose. Get out of the way. Galen's, move.
do your duty, Galen.
Father.
The captain moves in and pushes
You're right.
aside Galen. Move, son.
And
We're
there's
taking
yell
her
like,
out.
she turned her father into that monster. Clearly, like that's
And
a
now
sign
she's
that
trying to
she's a
heal
witch.
her. I'll have enough of your simpleton ways.
Lying.
They've been bewitched by that house.
Is there any other way to get in and out of this place aside from the entrance we came in?
I turn to Rachel. Answer. Answer him.
No, I don't know. I never worked the mind. Everything goes to the. Don't hurt my father. It's
You'll
not
have
well.
to help us then.
Gaiden, is there another way in or out of this place besides where we came in?
They're still scuttling in the darkness, movement around outside of where you can see.
I think we need to get outside. It's too
Let's
dark.
Rachel,
move
your
on.
father
Let's
asked us
move
to
on.
leave. We're
We're at a
moving.
big disadvantage, Captain. I think we should.
Let's head
we should
out.
leave.
Let the girl go.
We won't let her go. And we won't
We
let
are
you
letting her
go
go.
either.
We're taking her outside, away from this gunfire.
She'll see trial and be burned at the stake.
Anders
I swear it.
raise his gun, shoulder it, pointing it at the doctor. Give us the witch. She need to die for this to stop. Maybe then we can save the father.
The captain moves his saber up and moves his musket upwards.
The father walks over towards the wall, away from
Luca?
the doctor.
I walk between the captain and Enders. If you're going to point that at someone, you better be ready to use it.
Look how willing they are to kill you, but not the demon.
damage,
That's right
Captain.
in front of them.
I suggest you put that musket down, young man.
Captain, you took a shot. Roll for damage.
The captain just moved his musket out of the way with his saber.
Oh,
As soon as the
Let's all
musket
walk
is moved out of the way,
let's walk out.
I grab Rachel's hand and I rush out past Galen's towards the entrance of the mine.
there's a scuttling toward you, like running toward you.
I say, yes,
out of
take
darkness.
her to be tried.
The creature comes out again, trying to swipe at you, Doctor.
John, stop, John. We're just trying to help your daughter. Let's go outside, everyone, quickly.
Captain. Father.
I'm kind of slinking along. I am slinking along the wall of the cave, and I say, yes, take her back to the town so she can be tried, Doctor.
Shut up, priest.
You're making it worse, Father. You're not helping.
The John's claws rip into Alan's shirt.
Yes. Then that.
John, I'm trying to help. Stop. Blood starts soaking through. I actually
Now, Enders.
John is
a
running
flintlock drops from my hand.
I step in front of the doctor, in between the doctor and John.
Captain.
The captain eases the musket over to the side and takes it from Anders.
Father.
As the demon kills the doctor, look at these men. They're fighting you. They must be bewitched. Oh, just slide along the cave.
Doctor.
Blood pouring, soaking through my clothes. Flintlock now on the ground. I still stumble, trying to get Rachel out.
Captain, as you try to pull the musket out of the end of Enders, he's pulling back, and a shot is let loose. It doesn't hit you; hit the wall behind you.
I instinctually rush toward Enders and just shoulder block him away from the captain, seeing that he's in danger.
From the darkness, against the voice say, "Let the girl go." And Rachel, still crying, say, "Father, you need to go."
She slips out of my hand. I let her go.
Father.
I say, Gaten, now! Now's your chance. Take the shot. As
Captain?
I continue sliding along the wall towards the entrance of the cave.
Captain, what do you do?
Captain is struggling with Anders back and forth.
I shoulder block the Enders for 5 damage.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. So Enders is fall down from both of you, trying to wrestling him. Gaten take a shot at Rachel.
I impulsively. I'm disoriented. I try to jump in front, but end up just smashing myself against the wall.
Rachel fall face first in the dust. Now that the smell of gunpowder is quite present in the cave.
You've sealed our doom. You
Light be
fool.
praised.
a big scream come from the darkness.
That's things coming after us. It wasn't hurting her. It was trying to protect her, whatever that thing is. I agree with you. It's some foul beast, but now you unleashed it on us.
She unleashed it upon us. Of course he's trying to protect her. You fools. And I try to run out of the cave.
Anders say, you see what this witch is conspiring with demon? How can you not see it?
We're seeing some sort of conflict happening here, son. But you are not helping with that gun.
Badly injured. I crawl back to where I think the flintlock pistol is. And as the father runs by, I point it at his back and press the trigger.
I run over to Rachel to check her.
All right. Rachel
I don't know if
is
I roll.
Rachel is dead. She got the shot straight in the back, and just below the neck. She died on the spot.
Captain, she's dead.
Father, you just got shot in the back.
10
Fall
damage.
down on my hand, snapping it. Oh, the heathens! They've come for me.
Captain,
Captain shakes his head, grabs the young lad, picks him up with him. Let's go! Starts hauling him, and starts searching around for the doctor as well.
Can't let that father... I yell in pain as you step into me.
Come, doctor! Grabs
Captain,
a
you
hold
let
of him.
him murder me in cold blood, shooting me in the back.
the creator run back from the darkness, going swipe at Luca. Luca,
I
you
take out
can
my sword and use it to parry.
roll. You managed to block most of his clawing around, but it still scratched you a bit. And now he's in the light. You can see it. Hairy, the shape of a man that has been twisted and both airy and leathery in texture. Luca.
Oh, I shoot it with my flintlock.
Yeah. Roll for damage. Creator scream. Captain.
Continues
The blood
on with
gushing out.
the strength, pulling up his... he struggles, bringing them along. Come to the light! Come on!
Harry, I have your back.
Yeah, you
I'm holding it off as best I can, Captain.
trying to pull people around, you fall on your side, and the ground being uneven, all those rock, it's just natural ground. Father.
I turn over on my back, pull myself up. Oh, I try to, and prop myself up against a rock, and I say, "This doctor tried to kill me, a man of the church.
With some effort,
Does
I
no
yell
one
back.
have any faith among the five of you?"
You're a murdering liar. The blood of that innocent girl is on your hands.
That is the price to bear, and it's one in my position.
He has admitted as much. I stumble to my feet, trying to brace myself against the side of the mine shaft.
I admit to
Captain,
doing
you've
the
heard
Lord's-
it.
I admit to doing the light's work.
Captain
So-
grimaces with an ankle wound. Ah! Let's get ourselves out of here now.
Hurry, everyone. We need to get out.
Doctor, Gaten hit you with his the stock of his gun in the face.
He sure does. It
Yeah, it does.
smashes my nose.
Whoops. Sorry.
Blood goes all over.
Doesn't hit too hard, but you still feel it.
Blood
Luca,
all down my face.
Hurry.
Well,
the creature's in front of you still now in the light, looking at his daughter. Clearly
Captain.
troubled.
Captain swings upwards with his rapier now that it's free of the doctor and swings at Gaetan.
All right. Can roll for damage.
Come on. Sorry about this. There we go.
Oh. You pierce Galen through with your rapier. You go like straight through his torso. You just have a brief moment of looking at you, and then he falls down.
Grabs the doctor.
What
I
is
said-
And
that?
there's
you-
like, what's happening here? Who's...
And don't let them
Father.
kill me.
Doctor.
I blood pouring from my broken nose. I spit out some phlegm and blood. Thank you, Captain. With some effort, I bend down to grab a blade from Galen's.
Look at the creature that it was like attacking you, and now he's looking at his daughter, but he's going back like he's berserk now, seeing his daughter dead. He's trying to claw at you again. You can try to parry if you want.
I attempt to parry.
You manage to block a lot of his blow, but like the sharp claw, like it's cutting into your arm. You get another like 9 damage. Captain,
He
Gotta take this thing out quickly, Captain.
Captain keeps on dragging the doctor along, get him out.
Father,
You kill a man trying to protect a priest, but you can't kill a demon. You're not worthy of the rank you hold, Captain. Just try to get up to my feet and walk myself out of the cave as quickly as possible.
Doctor, you're being dragged around by the captain.
Yes. I stumble behind the captain. Silhouetted by the exit of the mine, I see the father moving out towards it. I swipe at his Achilles tendon. I try to hamstring him. We'll leave the demon here, I say as I swipe. But I fail.
So you miss. You try to... Father, you notice what the doctor just tried to do. Luca, the
I
creature's in front of you.
clear. Okay.
I take aim. I take my time and try to shoot it in the head. I'm gonna end this thing, Captain.
Aye.
Roll your damage. The head explodes like a melon. You get splatter on you. The creature falls back on his back. No, it doesn't look like anything anymore. Just a puddle. Captain.
I think
Keeps
I killed you,
on.
Captain.
Assisting the doctor out into the light so that he can do something medically with him.
I shine my lantern on the creature just to get one last look at it. See if I can make out what it is.
I stumble into the light. I'm badly injured. Blood pouring from wounds, my ruined face. I sit down heavily on the ground, my head in my hands.
Hang tough, lad. He starts tearing out parts of his clothing and starts bandaging him up to no avail.
Knock your hands away, pointing at the priest, now also out of the mine. You,
Father.
Say, I stay at the entrance of the mine, on the opposite side of the entrance, as Doctor, as he seems intent on attempting to kill me. And I say, this man is attempting to kill me right in front of your eyes. You'll let him do it, Captain?
And you have attempted to kill many today, priest.
Luca, from you bring the lantern with the light on the creature. It's like nothing you've seen before. It has the shape of a man, but like not the texture of one. And it's long and lanky with sharp talon. No head anymore.
I turn around and run outside to meet the captain. Captain, it's dead. Whatever it is, it's dead.
It was a
Good job,
demon.
Lieutenant.
It's clear
Good
as
job.
day. Do you guys not know why we were charged to come here? There's witchcraft and demonry.
We were here to escort you, priest.
With some effort, I draw out the small book in my leather satchel.
I go, oh,
I make some notes. I pass it to the captain. Ensure that the king gets this. It explains everything.
I hope
He
it mentions
nods.
the fact that there's a peace beyond understanding.
That I
In the back,
What other
Ender,
proof do you
down.
need? You and your
Ender's
reason,
pick is
worthless.
musket back from the ground.
Captain puts away the notes. My ankle ain't doing too well.
Ugh.
Doctor?
And he complains about the lightest injury of the group.
I lose consciousness from blood loss.
Luca?
Captain, I think we all need to get some medical attention, myself included. And
You have that right.
I bend to a knee, go to the doctor, check to see if he's alive.
Suffered too much damage. I've seen this happen to men before.
It was all because of your lack of caution entering the mine, just like we described.
Well, if we were
told you-
cautious,
We
I
told
wouldn't
you
have
not to
gotten.
announce yourselves.
I wouldn't have gotten clawed, and you wouldn't have gotten shot. That's why we
do you
came
mean?
here, but you weren't listening. This is what we do.
Luca and being military man, like the doctor can be patched up and enough to be brought back alive to the town. You'll need some medical attention back there.
I can't even prove
Father?
to you that she was evil after showing you a full-size demon. You were never meant to. You should have never been on this mission. Any of you.
Enough of
Absolutely.
you, priest.
Anders, please help me down the mountain.
Captain,
And
needs to use
there's-
the medical attention. I'm gonna have a bandage on his back.
And there's
Okay.
walk behind Luca that is leaning over the doctor. Luca.
I stand up. But put that down. Tensions are high. Don't do anything foolish.
Turn around, you look at the father. Father,
Just help me down, boy. We killed who we needed to. Well done. Please help me down the mountain. Put your rifle down.
Captain.
Aye, lad.
They can't
What
help
about
their
Gator?
ignorance. Even when their ignorance almost nearly kills them. They
And there's
still do not
go-
see.
Take the father down first. We'll try to make our way down as well.
You've been discharged, sir.
I thought we were already.
Yes. Anders is my man, and you'll not give him any orders.
All right, then don't take the father. Pulls out his musket, points it towards the father.
Now, let's not be hasty.
I don't work for you, there, father, no more. Anders, you have your choice. You can go ahead and take the father down, or keep him up here.
I just wanted to get this bitch done. That's all I wanted.
That's what
Well,
we did.
The girl is dead. Are you happy
you-
now?
You
And
son of
there's-
a monster.
Anders, I suggest you listen to the captain before things get even messier.
And there's Joe is a musket on the ground and he raised the hand and say, let's get down of here. Was that thing? That wasn't John.
I stand up and I say, you know what it was. It was a demon. And you were brave in dispatching it.
I didn't think there were demon and witchcraft and shit like that.
We aren't just playing pretend. Demons are real. That's why I'm here.
Anders, assist the father down the hill.
Please, Anders, come to me.
I'm going down the
Trying-
hill. Don't you fucking thing. I'm done. And he started like walking off toward down the hill.
Is he gonna? I like reach out for him to try to like put my weight on his shoulder.
You brush your arm off.
Anders,
I'm done. You're insane.
Anders.
He started like pressing the like almost running.
Come on, Lucas. We got to take the doctor down. Help me. Give me assistance as much as you can. I know we're both hurting. Starts dragging the doctor.
I'll grab his
Decide
feet.
I-
You grab him by the shoulders.
I
Father.
I'm gonna follow behind them.
Takes a long
Safe
time.
distance.
You're all like a bit injured. You have to watch your step. There's this little place that the road have been quite damaged. Please make a dex roll for those carrying the doctor. Luca, you
And
slip.
that's my loyalty to the captain helps me. I fail.
You slip on the. You drop the feet of the doctor, and you can catch yourself. You're not falling down but the doctor escape your grasp, and because you're not expecting it, Captain, make another dex roll. Captain, roll your dex again.
There we go.
You almost like let the doctor go, but you managed to bring him over
I'm running up to them, and I'm going to try and push them off the cliff.
I'm sorry, Captain. I lost my grip. I'm feeling a bit woozy from all the blood loss.
You got a good opportunity to
Ah!
make Luca down. Roll.
All right. I want to do a personality roll.
It'd be like brawling, so you have 5.
That's my personality roll.
Oh, okay, yeah. So add your bonus.
Oh,
No?
no.
Luca, you see the priest running toward you and trying to push you off. But he doesn't manage to do it. Luca.
I use the momentum of him rushing toward me instinctually. I just grab him and push him aside.
Roll. You're getting thrown down the cliff, father.
He attacked me, Captain.
Down on the rock
Bounce
below.
Captain, he attacked me.
I roll
saw.
down. I roll down the cliff side, hitting many rocks, and I fall next to the skeleton of a young priest, the bottom of the hill.
Captain.
Sighs, shakes his head. It's been a hell of a mission, Lieutenant. Let's go. Picks up Luca along with them, arm in arm. They start heading slowly down the remainder of the hill, limping, crouched.
The rest of the way is not as arduous the lower you go down. The village is in sight.
Oh,
Yeah,
Luca,
that's-
we've survived another one.
And that's a good place to end it.
It seems that pass is very slippery for priests, right, Captain?
Most definitely was. Too bad his light could not help him. His flame has gone out.
So you managed to make it back to the village with the villager are expecting you from Enders going ahead of you. You're coming with fewer people, one man in tow. Gaetan is not with you. The priest is not with you. But we're gonna wrap it now for now.
Right on.
Had acid. They should.
Boy, oh boy. Hey, the rest of the gang.
There you go.
That was
Finally,
intense.
some people died.
I had to take my shot.
Yeah, that was good.
That was awesome.
Yeah. All right.
You guys.
I got this wrong of saying you as well. Like you see, I need to work that out of me.
Yeah.
Which one?
What-
What'd you say?
Yeah.
You know, somebody said I should. I said you. Well, I'm a player.
Yeah, you're a player.
Totally fine.
I said you, and every time I cut myself and I say like, oh fuck, man.
It's a hard thing. It's a hard thing. Yep.
I wasn't keeping track of my kindas or trying. I don't know if I said it a lot. That's my problem.
I didn't notice anything. So I want to, people like that are watching. We didn't like address the chat during the session because we're gonna get interrupted and stuff like that. If you have questions, we're gonna talk a bit about the game and stuff like that. Any observation that you guys want to say right away? Crispy, you want to start?
Well, you'll notice sometimes I'd be rolling, like I'd roll and I wasn't announcing the roll. And what I was doing there is I was trying to go with that. My character was impulsive, so he would just do things. And if I rolled on a 16 or less, then it was successful, I'd get a bonus on my next skill that was using impulsivity. So I was trying to do that. So just those of you who are watching, I think that's a Pendragon thing. I did try with passions once, but I failed, which gives a penalty on my next roll. That was that curiosity of nature thing that I had. So I was trying to use that. Yeah.
When you were
For people
munching
watching
down
at home,
on the bird buffet or whatever.
Yeah. When I was like tasting the stuff in the mortar and pestle like that.
Yeah, from people watching at home, like that's what I told the guys. Say like for the passion in Pendragon, we're using like a trimmed down version of Pendragon because it's just a one shot, so we don't need all of what comes with Pendragon usually. But there's those like personality trait and passion and dedicated trait that you can use. And I told the guy like if you think it's appropriate, you can roll for it and then add the bonus that you get from it. You don't necessarily need to tell me. And I saw you roll sometime, and it was. When you did it, Crispy, it was mostly clear. Like I got it. I knew what you're doing, what you're going for, right? So I just let you roll with it and stuff like that.
Right.
Like even I told also, I know that at some point, like you even like mentioned a bit that I'm like going impulsively, like something like that. Like I don't and Rick did it as well at some point. I noticed and I said, that's good. I know what's going on. I know what you're doing. But also, guys, I trust you. That you're not just trying to we're all there for something like to put this game together, like go to the story together.
I should have keyworded my personality roles more.
Oh man, you were
I was
great.
just like making.
Oh no,
You were great.
Thanks.
Obviously, I know
we were really
who
badass.
your characters are, right? So there's I know your characters are. So I got when you were doing something that was like into your personality and stuff like that, right? And sometimes if I saw you roll, I'm like, okay, I'm getting what he's doing now, right? Just
I never was able to get the evidence. Like plant the evidence.
Yeah, you kept them like
I was like, don't worry about
planting
this.
the evidence
This
all
is
over the place.
fine.
That was hilarious when you're like,
I'm just drawing.
My character's background, my father lost his scholarly position because of the church. So that's why when I saw you do something suspicious, we lost everything and went from being like somewhat middle class to peasants, and I had to resort to thievery so that we can eat. So that's why when I saw that, I was very suspicious. Like, this is exactly what happened to my father. Priest like this, like he should not have lost his position because of it. And my parents being very religious, he felt he committed the wrong, even though, I didn't see it that way, but I respected that they're religious.
I was really surprised there was an actual supernatural creature in this game, by the way. I was like, oh shit.
yeah, that was a twist.
I was right.
I was waiting to see what the twist was. Yeah, it was either
I
the girl was
I didn't know either.
Yeah. So no, I'm always curious about that, Max. Can you share with us if you can? If you can't, then don't. But could you share with us what you improv'd on the fly? Like where you
what the prep was.
What was the prep, and then what did you kind of do on the fly?
The prep is what you had.
Yeah.
What I sent you.
That was it. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
then
cool.
I thought about the game at some point. Like I didn't even know if there was gonna be a witch or not. Like I wanted to go along with what you guys like. I know I like this the mother thing. I thought I should have made a grandmother or stuff like that. I don't know. I didn't disappoint her, but then just roll with it, right? Just like it doesn't matter really. So that's why I made her old. Like she got it old. Like
was
like
Gaten like a framing Diane or Rachel? Because that's what it felt like. Like he was like
I got that
behind
impression.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I was like, oh, Gaten's gonna be my buddy. That's for sure.
At some point, at some point I thought that Gaten would double cross you.
Yeah.
I thought like at some point like in the game I said, oh, you know what, maybe the Gaten is full of shit, and it's just like he wanted to bring the church around so he can kill you, and I would have come something like but that didn't came up, so I went a different direction. That's
almost killed you.
Yeah, you did. You almost did. Yeah, I kind of improvised that at the end, Max, where I was like, you know what? I've taken a lot of damage. Like I was looking at it, and I was maybe 1 point away from unconscious. So you know what? Blood loss, what have you? I'm unconscious.
All right.
I took a major wound, so I didn't know if I was supposed to.
I did too.
Die.
Yeah. No, you're not supposed to die. It's only like in the long run. It means like with major wound, you probably like a big.
I did die, to be fair, but
yeah.
I was surprised. I was like, he's attacking, really?
This is how the priest attacks. Yeah,
that's it, rolling down the window.
I think
thought
that
that was awesome.
when the creature John attacked the captain, I did roll for passion. I succeeded, so I should have added a 10.
Ooh,
I should
yeah.
not have missed that first shot, but I did. But I was
you
like, I'll
guys
roll
were all
with it.
like
That
killing
was
me
fine.
and the dudes, and meanwhile,
One
this
thing-
werewolves are running around. Just
One thing at some
ripping
point, like I
Rico
kind of
apart.
lost track of, and I regret. Maybe I should have been more clear about that. Did any of you took more than one shot with the same gun?
I thought about that afterwards. I'm like,
I think
because
I
I
did
even said
one.
I have
I
a
did.
cartridge box. I'm like, I should have been reloading.
I think
thought
I was
about it when I
guilty
took
of
my
that.
when I took my second
Mhm.
shot. I was like, I should have reloaded.
Did you
Yeah,
take
I didn't
the
want to
second
stop
shot,
you on
Crispy?
that.
I think you only took one shot.
I think I
Crispy
took,
only
Just
took one
me
shot.
in the back.
I think
I only
took
took
two.
one. Yeah, I shot you. I shot
Yeah.
the priest in the back. That's right. That's what I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
I
shoot
tried-
it. I didn't shoot at all.
Monster.
So
Who shoots a priest in the back? Jeez.
But at some
Just
point,
the
Luca, like I
secularist.
wasn't sure because like you had like both a pistol and the musket, so I don't know if you switch like but I just think I'm just gonna it doesn't matter that much.
Immediately
Yeah.
after I shot, I thought about it. I'm like, wait, I even said I have a cartridge box because I was trying to remind myself. So I
Mhm.
wasn't sure if we were gonna have like the bandolier with the each, but I was like, you know what? It
I was
have the
thinking it was
cartridge
like
box with
muzzle
the paper
loader.
that you fill up. But
Yeah.
I didn't.
But I should have like that's I should have been more clear on that like from the start. Like
Yeah.
No, I
Maybe
thought
you-
about that even before we played. I was trying to imagine him reloading, what he would look like, how he would carry the gunpowder and everything. But then it just kind of,
Yeah.
in the moment, it slipped my mind. As soon as I shot it, I thought about it. But I'm like, it's too late now. Let's just.
it's a movie
Yeah.
thing. It was
Yeah.
it just looked better that
when it went to someone else's turn, you reloaded. Or something.
I think
Yeah.
I did think we did a little better of not stepping on each other's toes, like in terms of turn order. I thought it worked better this time. It's something we
I
keep.
try to. Sometimes I try to be a little more strict with the turn order. Sometimes like
Yeah,
you guys
I
want to go and
noticed.
like
Yeah.
I just like
That's
"Oh,
good.
Luca." It's like I don't know. how
That
you
worked
feel
It was
about
great.
it.
it was much
Yeah.
better when
Yeah.
everyone was taking turns.
I think.
Yeah,
I think
there was one discrepancy. I recall the one where we were first at the house, and then I said I was going outside, and then suddenly everybody was outside getting the priest from underneath the. So it
Yeah.
was like,
I said I followed you, but then
Yeah.
we kind of teleported back
Yeah.
inside. And I
Mhm.
was like, "Yeah."
or something.
There was another
Yeah.
discrepancy at some
Somewhere
point,
to
like when I
tell.
said like Enders is leaving, but then like you start interacting with him again. So I just said, okay, maybe he didn't leave in the end, right? Just like
Right.
Yeah,
There's
I
some
didn't
of
want to
that.
correct you.
Hmm.
And yeah, sometimes I think those happen, those discrepancy, and that's something that it can be interesting to talk about, like how to deal with that. Like, am I supposed to say, like, no, he's gone, right? Maybe it didn't, and especially with technology, like in online, sometimes maybe you missed something, maybe somebing somebody like
Yeah.
spoke a bit on me, so okay, in your mind, it's still there, so okay, it's still there, and it's just kind of it doesn't
Yeah.
like bother me that much, right? I can adapt to that.
I think.
But
my-
yeah, I caught a few discrepancies in that sense. I don't think they were a big deal.
No.
No, I think it was
I
fine.
was still trying to. The one part where I was a little lost was the our positioning in the mine. Like we
Yeah,
were
I-
moving each other around or moving around each other pretty
Yeah,
free
yeah,
form. And we had one light source, and I'm like, we've walked into this mine. We have one small light source. What happened to the light source? I mean, I couldn't have that. And
that's
Rachel
like
and
we didn't talk about the light source, but
yeah, we
yeah.
really didn't.
it'd be like that's the kind of thing you could just say, like I just pulled my you would be assume that you would have like some kind of lantern and stuff like that, right?
I
you're
handed it to
traveling.
Luca at one point, and then
Yeah,
I don't
and
know
I
where
had
it
it.
went
Yeah,
from
he
there.
had it.
And I think like when you and the father were arguing, I said I step in between them to try to diffuse the situation, but then all of a sudden he's pushing the girl. I'm like, wait, but I'm in front of the doctor, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's just
Well, I
roll
said
with it.
I thought
know.
I said I like walked around or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I was like,
There was a part where Crispy he hamstringed me,
I tried
and
to.
then
Tried to.
and then he skipped my turn and then moved me, and I was like, "What the hell?" Are you doing?
Yeah.
I think I had one situation when
Well,
What I was
think-
thinking there is
And
that I was like,
"Do I
okay,
get
well,
to go after you
he's
slice
running
me in
out.
the leg?"
He's running out, and so this is like the one chance I have to get him before he runs out. Because you're like, I'm moving out as quick as I can out of the,
Yeah.
and I'm behind
that's-
you. So
That's
I was
why
like,
oftentimes that's why I try to go around to each of you, tell me what you want to do, and then and then we can resolve what's happening, right?
all at
So,
once.
Yeah, and
I thought that was
sometimes I think like you were a bit like eager to just like react back to what somebody did, right?
Yeah.
Just like let's just go around and trust each other that we won't that we let other people act, right? So we just go around, tell me like, and you can tell me like, I tried to hamstring you, and then like I can go with the father, like, or I can go with somebody else, and I say, okay, now you made your roll. By the time I go to somebody else, and then I can say like, father, you get caught on
Something
your
that I
ankle.
think is a good exception to that is dialogue. So like you can react with
Yeah.
dialogue maybe,
Yeah.
but that is actual like where you are, what you're doing. That turn, I think you wait
Yeah.
for the round robin for sure.
Yeah, and the dialogue. Sometimes like you were going like quite a long time between each other, so
Yeah.
I tried to bring back like Luca or like the captain, stuff like that, like, you know, because like, you know, you've been talking for a while, let's get somebody else in there as well, right? So
Luke is like,
but it was good
I don't-
dialogue,
yeah,
you know?
shut
Nope.
up.
There was some times I did want to talk, but then I was like, and then
Yeah.
I know Max was like, Luca, and I'm like, all right, cool. Now, I didn't want to step on someone else on that when they're
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah.
I think
It's a weird balance.
there was one thing, and I wish I would have forced it and just tried, but we kind of moved forward. It was when Anders said, I can show you, he was going to show you he's a good shot. And I was going to say, anyone can shoot just a target that's not moving, but to really
Yeah.
determine if you're a good soldier in the heat of battle, when it really counts in the moment. And I was like, that's not a big deal, whatever. And at the end, it would have been cool when he ran like a coward. I would have turned to the
Yeah,
captain
because he wasn't a
and
soldier.
said,
yeah.
"See, like I said, Captain, you know, in the heat of the battle, he proved he's not a soldier after all."
Little
But-
deleted
Yeah,
scene.
true.
Yeah.
True.
The editing room floor there.
So okay, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a question, because you know, like the goal of those games is also so we can improve and people can see and stuff like that. I already like noticed, like I still do the you see thing like that. I don't think I moved you, and I don't think
you
I
ever did.
told what your character was doing, right? No, but I still say you see sometime, instead of just saying what happened, which something it's hard to get out of you, right?
I know
But
so
it's
well.
not like it's not like that. You know, like we talked about, it's a safeguard
Yeah,
to prevent
to avoid the
doing
slippery slope.
So it doesn't actually break immersion when you say you see. Like in my opinion, it doesn't.
I don't think so either. I think maybe if you
No.
constantly did it, like
It's just
every
more
other
of a
word is you see,
best practice.
Yeah, but it's
there's times at
the-
certain times
yeah,
I thought it was
it's
fine,
also it's
personally.
like they're I think they're good. Like it's not like I don't think it's like the most important thing, but it's a good
No.
thing to trim out because they're
It is.
unnecessary word, right? And just like sometimes I don't need to see you ear scuttling around in the dark. I can just say like they're scuttling around the dark, right? Just like
Mhm.
it's implied that you hear it, right? If you describe like there's pebble like falling down from a cliff, whatever you do, but.
And in some
uh,
points, you do kind of need to clarify who is seeing what sometimes, especially in that
Yeah.
kind of crowded, dark situation. I could understand that.
True.
yeah.
Yeah.
But also sometime if I say there's cuddling, there's like a footstep in the darkness, and then you can also sometimes like leave your character decide like who's gonna react to that, who heard it. You know, if
Yeah,
your
I thought that
character
worked
uses
well.
somewhere else. Yeah.
Mhm. I like that.
I felt when you said you hear, like, you know, well, first it was a doctor and then me. I felt like those in lead kind of heard it. That's the impression I
Yeah.
got. But that's why I turned around and said, "Captain, did you hear that?"
Yeah. And then you could
Yeah.
just like, but that because you were in the lead, so that's what I want to. Yeah.
And
You,
my character's impulsive, so I would always, and I rolled a few times for passion and my loyalty to the captain because I'm impulsive. So I was like, let me check with the
I
captain
can't believe
before
you
I
turned
act
on me so
impulsively
hard,
because
Captain.
he's the captain. So in that
Sheesh.
regard, he kind of grounds me, right? So I'm not impulsive.
You and the doctor were both impulsive character. The captain was
Very
more
much.
cautious. Father, you were like kind of in between, no, not something.
I'm a betweener. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as soon as
A
I
little more
felt
cautious.
the captain was in danger at any time, I was like impulsiveness, like I have to protect him at all costs, kind of thing. We spent like over a decade together, so we had each
How
other.
did you like the tension between the characters?
Oh, I loved the tension between Phil and I. That was great.
I expect you to kill me.
I did not expect you to plant evidence.
Oh, the
that
planting of
I
evidence
was like,
was just
what?
so good. Like that was fantastic. And
I
then
did not
I
expect that at all.
it was a
That's
good
the
challenge,
part I
Phil, because I could hear you like He's swaying the NPCs. He's going to sway them against me. But I don't hear him saying these things until I do hear him saying the odd things. So it's like, man, this greasy little priest, he's going to get his way.
You know what? The good thing is, like, I can't believe I was like, I think he's going to plant evidence when he was describing it. I was like, when I see him, I'm going to wear my awareness because I would imagine I'm a soldier. I would be a light sleeper. We probably, out and we hear noises and we'd have to be ready, so it would make sense for me.
At some point, Luca, I woke you up because I did roll I have your stat as well, so like it's like I made the roll for you, like, and say, yeah, Luca, you wake up from that, you hear like there's a scuttling around. Did you feel like you felt like you were railroading, that I pushed you too much, or you felt in control?
No, not even
people in general.
No,
I thought we picked the mine. Or I thought I drove the idea of going to the mine. I thought we were going to go to the spring for like the longest time, or her little hideout spot.
No, you definitely drove that because I didn't want to go there.
I just said it was somewhere where she went to clear her head, so it wasn't necessarily like.
Yeah.
Like, why would she be at the mine?
Yeah, that's what I was like. No,
unless she's evil.
Yeah.
Unless she's evil.
But it made sense that she was her hiding out, and maybe he went there to hide. I was figuring maybe he knows he's evil and he's staying there, and she's keeping him there so he doesn't go into the town and hurt other people. My only thing I was thinking, why did the mom die? Did it have something to do with this?
Maybe.
I didn't know. With the father things, when like Crispy like do the car run thing, and if I was coming with something, I just like I need to tell the father run away. Okay, I need to tell my father. Like
oh yeah. I thought I was like, oh well, they tore out, but maybe I can get the last thing she wrote on those pages.
Yeah, you got me like pants down, and now like this whole thing with the father came about from that.
That was good. It was good because it tied the fact that
it was good.
He's still alive, and that's what I suspected. Like. That maybe she went out to. I even said it. I think at one point she probably went to look for her father. You said he's been gone. He would leave for weeks. Maybe she went to see. He's taking longer or something. She just went to see what's going on with him.
Right.
How did you feel about Crispy 4D'ing evidence of innocence? That herbalist tale. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
I was like, you know what? I rolled high. I rolled well, I should say.
I was able to be like, she's selling the cure. That's all that's happening.
Yeah, but she could have done that and other stuff, right?
She could have, It could have been other things. Like this could have been because when you were like, no, I'm going to check underneath, and I'm like, oh crap, he's going to find all the evidence underneath, and then I'll have no way of.
Well, looky here, it's all these cow skulls. What do you got to say?
Yeah, exactly.
Like fucking like the Renard, like Sisban, like was much more slimy than I expected him to be.
Oh, he was super slimy. Yeah, so good.
That took
he picked the right picture.
Oh, he was so good.
Oh, thank you. Oh, good.
I thought that was fantastic. That was great. And I thought I had you too. I'm like, yeah, how many of these inquisitions you found the girl innocent? I was like, oh yeah, I got him now.
Yeah.
so slimy.
They're
it was
never
awesome.
innocent. I promise.
And did you feel like I was like? Did you feel that I was like flying by the seat of my pants too much? Right?
No, man.
No,
you did a really
good. You worked. You worked it in really good.
100% agency as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I tried to run with what you're saying. What were you like bringing to the scene? And because like I break this conflict kind of inside of your group. At some point, I wanted to, like in the shack. At some point, I was trying to push you a bit from there.
Yeah.
I wanted to let's go sleep and let's go on the path in the next day and stuff like that. Let's go out. Let's go look for the witch, right?
Yeah. That's when Sisban shines. Is it nighttime?
At nighttime.
At nighttime, yeah. But
slinking
but that I really like, and I was like about to move you to the morning, and then you say like, I don't want to sleep right away. I'm waiting for 2 hours, and say, okay, let's go with that. Let's see what's going, right?
That was a good
that's something
intervention
I wanted
too.
Yeah, it's really good intervention. But that's something I was also like trying with the time skip, right? A way to do it that is not too not
I'm
too
curious to play
forceful,
that part back to see how clunky it was, but
yeah.
No, I thought
maybe I went a bit too like okay, just indicate like okay, now time has passed, now we move location, let's move on, right?
Yeah.
Without moving you, like, so I want you to say like, okay, I'm going to sleep. All right, the sleep is uneventful, it's quiet, whatever. Like just like, and then now like the lights shine to the window. Okay, but it's driven by you, right? That's what I'm trying to do. But at some point, if you don't give me like the cue, okay, let's go to sleep, or let's move, let's get on the road. If you go on the road and say, okay, the road is hard and whatever, just like the mind is coming, like we can say that, okay, there's been a time skip there, we changed location, but it was driven by you, right? We don't have to role play the whole fucking walk. Like, oh, you make a step, okay, you make another step, right? So that's what I was trying to do. I don't know if you found that was satisfying, but
That was fine,
it's good.
fine by
That's
me,
good. Yeah.
because that's where we were going.
'Cause like you said, I mean, I don't think anyone actually said I'm going to sleep. Maybe we did. Maybe y'all did.
The three of us in the shack
Yeah,
three of you.
did.
Yeah,
but
but
then
then
we
y'all
were
started
woken
the
up when
time
we-
skip, and I was like,
Yeah,
hold
'cause
up.
Turns
I-
out we have an infestation of priests underneath the
I
floorboards.
was role playing that
It's chickens, actually.
It's chicken hearts, right?
I was under the impression that you guys were bickering the whole time. The whole time we were on the road, even when you went to sleep, you guys
Oh,
were
yeah,
going
just
back
constant.
and forth. And Luca
like-
was like, "I just want to sleep, Captain." And these two guys, they're worse. Like, I'd rather hear bombing going off than these guys. So
Like, while
I
you're
just wanted to
sleeping, we're
sleep. So
like,
I definitely said,
"Luca."
"I'm going to sleep. I just want some peace and quiet. I wanted one night of peace and quiet for the last few
Yeah.
days." And I
Yeah, that
didn't
was
get it.
good. Yeah.
It's like while you're sleeping, we go to you. It's like, Luca, guess what Dr. Elaine said? Never guess.
Yeah.
Jesus.
the thing, Phil, with the is
Yes.
you like, because like everybody was going to sleep on that side, but I kind of like have you would go with Gaten on the in his house, right?
Mhm.
And then you went to bed there, and then you went in the. So I thought we were wrapped up with you. So that's why, like, when they say we're going to sleep, then I can say, okay, I can do my time skip there. But then you say, no, I don't want to sleep. I don't know how I could have done that to.
I mean,
Maybe I should have been a little more
I
slow.
don't
Like,
know that you
night's
could've.
quiet.
It's a tough spot.
Yeah, just give like a little break. Like, the night is quiet.
Mhm.
Everybody went to sleep. And then
Yeah,
like
but
give it time. If somebody want to interrupt before going straight into the morning, maybe that would be like the solution.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
But
gonna try
that is
that
kind
with-
of what you did, right? I
Yeah.
feel like that is almost exactly what you did.
Yeah, I think it was good.
I just went a bit too fast, maybe. But I was like in the bird are chipping, the sun is rising, and then you say I don't want to go. Like, and okay,
Okay.
you cut me like I was almost like it was almost too late. But
Yeah.
I think it was okay because I felt, and maybe you felt the same way. I think everyone did. I think we were all surprised by Phil's action. We
Yeah.
felt like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
we're done. Because I felt, okay, it's going to be morning. We're done. We're going to sleep.
Yeah.
There's ending. And then all of a sudden,
There arose
Phil
such a
had
clatter.
other plans. That was totally unexpected. And then what he
Yeah.
did was even more unexpected. So
Yeah.
and that's what I like in this style of play so much, is like you get fucking surprised, and and they're good surprise because now it's interesting. Like, I feel like came with something that I would never come with that if I put you on a railroad, if I tried to direct you and put you in the story. Now we got
Yeah,
the story that came about, and it's not what I expected. But
And
it's
also
cooler.
failing that, like, kind of opened up because I like had planted the seed with Ghislaine already, and I was like,
Oh,
"Huh,
man.
I told you about the vision, right?"
Or,
then,
or your fucking stealth roll for
Yeah.
shit, Phil.
I don't know,
Like,
but it
Phil-
was hilarious
Phil like
every
told
time.
me like, oh, I think my character is a bit stealthy, right? Because he's sneaking around and stuff like that. He told me that, like, so hey, I'll give you some stealth, right? That's fair. That's good.
Yeah.
So he's pretty competent in that, but he rolled like shit all the time.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fine. It was awesome.
Maybe he's just getting too old for that now.
Yeah, Rick, you had some pretty brutal rolls too, hey?
Oh,
Imagine
yeah,
you
yeah.
natural
Guys
20.
really
I
rocked the
even
20s at the time.
cocked up a damage roll for myself from that
Yeah.
20. Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, fumble.
twisting my
Oh.
ankle.
Do we got
Yeah.
any chat you want to go through or no? Not really.
I didn't
I
see
think the
much.
chat, like, there's the RPG Guy must say actually watch the replay. Like, let us know in the comment down below then what you think, what you thought about it.
Yeah.
And then like there's
I
some
know.
people like asking like the system, and then you say, oh, I watched the description, I got it. Pendragon, yeah, it was like Pendragon, a very like trimmed down version of it. If you have questions, people in chat that are still watching, feel free to ask, or comments. Not only question, comments. What about you? If you have like anything that you wanted to ask me about, something I did, or comments, or thing that you want to add, I'm pretty happy with like it's true that at one point Crispy did kind of took control of Phil's character.
I did, yeah.
Yeah. Like
did.
after you attacked me.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the-
But I missed.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
You know, it's
And-
something you can look back and take a look at the recording and do your own
Yeah.
GM
Yeah,
diary
we'll do some
and
tweakers.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll do some tweakers at some
yeah,
point.
that
yeah.
was probably the most egregious mistake right there, and it was yours truly.
And there's some point where like we still struggle a bit with the turn order, right? Like that's still something we need to nail down, and like trying to
I
be a
think
little
this
more
was the
respectful of
best-
like
The best one so far for turn order, though.
I agree, and I think
I
actually,
thought it was good. It's
Yeah.
hard when only one of
Yeah.
us can speak at a time as opposed to at a table. It's
Yeah.
tough. It's tough.
That's,
I-
that's a hurt.
no one has it nailed down 100%. I don't think anyone. I mean, it's awesome. We try to do it, but it's tough.
yeah.
And a lot of times you think it's bad, like like it's too mangled, but when you rewatch it, it's not that bad when you see it again. So
I agree.
yeah, the brain
Yeah,
always
Certainly the
tricks
case
you.
for me.
Yeah, I'm just like so bothered by my seeing you, right? I just like, yeah, man. That's-
It took me a whole year, man. It took me a whole
told
year.
myself, like, I'm not- I guess like I think it's the nerve, right? The nerve fucking gets you. It's nerve wracking, like running
It is.
online like that, right? And I'm not like I said, I'm not used to running purely in English. I usually fucking run in Franglish, but so I got like half my vocabulary cut away. But and also like I'm not used to I never run online before, so like on an online game. Except once with a buddy that was a one-on-one game, so that's very different dynamic.
yeah, that doesn't really
But,
count. I mean, it counts, but not like this. Yeah.
yeah, it's very different. But yeah, it was still nerve-wracking, especially at the start. I don't know if you felt that. I was nervous. At some point, it kind of got into place.
I felt
No,
I
man.
felt nervous myself. So you're okay. I was gonna do an accent, and then
Oh, you got it. You got it.
Yeah, you had
in
a
the
little
beginning,
accent at the
I
beginning,
started
yeah.
a little bit, but then the
Mm.
captain said, "Hey," and I started talking. I'm like Scottish. I'm like, let me dial it back because I'm gonna swing into his accent.
I was trying to be Denmark, you know, kind of robotic, but talking, you know, like
I just felt I
Yeah.
wanted to go into
Yeah.
like a Scottish kind of accent because
Yeah.
I'm like, let me stop. Let me just
I really
stop.
like what you brought with the character. How did you like this idea of like kind of half pre-gen, right? For people like watching, I just asked the guy. I told the guy like, oh, this is gonna be the setup, right? You're a group sent by the church, and there's this tension between the church and the secular world, and now because of this tension, the king now asked the church when they send expedition to include somebody from the academia, and that was Crispy's character, right? And so then I told them like, so there's gonna be like the father, the priest, and then there's gonna be some military men that are there for an escort, and then they're gonna be like the academic. That's all I told them basically, and then I told them like, tell me who your character is, and they all came with some stuff that was like, oh, you know what, that's not what I went with this character, but that's fucking cool. That's very interesting, right? They all brought me something like, oh, Luca, like his father got he got this beef with the church because of what happened to his father, and he a bit of a bum that turned his life around. This
There's
Ben
another
being
way
very
he became-
slimy and
He became a bum.
well, you're the bum. Yeah.
I was
But,
a bum. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, man. And and yeah, all you guys like came with something that really interesting that weren't necessarily like what I would have done with those characters, but that's what interesting. It's not they're not my character, they're fucking yours. How do you like the process of like me asking you just tell me about your character, and then trying to give you pre-gen based on that?
Awesome.
liked
well,
it.
you
I
know,
liked it.
my birding talent would have come into play, you know, with
Oh,
them
yeah,
hearts
your
and stuff.
birding
That's right. You would have been like, oh, this
you
is
know,
an
this is
African.
for I think for most of us, this was our first exposure to
Identify the
Pendragon.
heart.
So, like, it certainly was for me. The rest of you've played Pendragon before, or
Oh,
like
first.
the rule set was completely different. So
First time, yeah.
first time. So I think it was really helpful to have the character mechanics already done for us, and then what we were able to do is bring our own flavor to it with with personalities. And then Max sent out a questionnaire, and the questionnaire was just kind of basic fill in like mine, I printed mine off so that I could try to stay true to it. But it's just a list of like, here's the list, what his thing is about, and just some bullet points there, why he feels the way he does, just basic stuff. But that was a good middle ground, Max, because the mechanics were handled, and then we did a tutorial where we just went through how the dice works and how you roll skills and all of that. But then we had our personality that we could bring. So,
and for people watching, like, we use mostly the mechanics from Pendragon with the opposed roll and the way you roll and stuff like that, and the passion and the trait and the stats. But it's a very different setting. So there's like Pendragon is like in Anglo-Saxon or Britain, right? And well, it's actually when the Anglo-Saxon are starting to invade Britain. So like 5th century, something like that at the start. And now we brought it all the way to 16th, 17th century, something like that. So there was quite a few changes that needed to be made about that in the skill and stuff like that. But like the core mechanic are basically the same, right? What we use, like the roll under, but roll as high as you can, closest to your skill as you can, stuff like that. Did you feel like the system was easy enough to get out of the way enough?
Yeah.
Yes.
I did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard at all.
No, it wasn't hard. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty
Except for
fast,
that-
actually.
That damn luck die.
Oh yeah, the D20.
I
Yeah,
guess.
D20, yeah.
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 Was it good? Did you think it was luck?
I find like the
Swinging?
D20 is always, because it's linear, there's always something swingy about it. But because
Yeah.
like if you compare to Dungeon and Dragon, that's always something I said. Because in Dungeon and Dragon, you're gonna roll the D20, and then you're gonna add a few number to your roll, right? You're gonna have like +2, +5, whatever, right? So you got like the D20 that's a big part of your result, and then your bonus that is a small part of the result.
Yeah.
In Pendragon, because you try to roll like equal or under to your skill, then your skill got much more impact on the roll than the dice, right?
Yeah, there's a lot more modifiers, a lot bigger modifiers.
And also because there's all this thing about the passion, the trait that you can call upon, and the decorative trait, there's a lot of way that you can actually like kind of stack the deck in your favor. So I think that mitigate the luck quite a bit, right? It's not that hard to be able to bring a skill above 20 at some point if you play your card right, if you act as your character would act in stuff that he cares about, right?
I forgot about the fact that I hate peasant food. I forgot that was a thing about my character.
And
I forgot it at the
noticed
start, and then later I was like, "Oh yeah."
I noticed
had
that,
to eat
and I think that when you took a piece of chocolate, that was it. No, that was part
That
of it.
was why I did that. Yeah, because I remembered.
Because I
That's
knew
all,
you
yeah.
told me that like he hates peasant food, and I started you with that. He's offering you a bowl of stew, and I wanted to see how you're gonna act with that, but you just took it and said, okay. whatever.
Yeah, I was nervous.
Yeah.
That's what I lose. I lose facts, and I can't like pay attention to shit when I
Yeah.
get nervous.
RPG Grandma, so it used the old equal and under percentage. It's the same as BRP, but instead of being percentage, it's on D20 base. But still basically the same thing. But yeah, you need to roll. If you roll exactly your skill, that would be a critical success. And if you roll under, it's a success. And when you do a pose roll, you want to roll under your skill but higher than the opponent. Basically, yeah. Any other comments you want to?
No, just
you
thanks for running this for us, Max.
Yeah, man.
I
You
really
did a
enjoyed
good
it.
job, Max.
I had a lot of
It
fun.
was a
good.
blast.
Yeah, it was good. It's really good.
Well,
I really
I'm
enjoyed
glad-
being against everyone. That was fun.
I'm glad you ran with it all this
Yeah.
time, because I wanted to see some people die.
I had to
And I
go
wanted-
for that
I wanted
last
to
one.
see
I
PvP.
had to get a hold of that doctor's journal, the bastard.
Oh, yeah. My evidence against you.
Journal evidence.
Yeah, RPG Karmatic, if you roll an at 20, that'd be like
Yes.
a fumble.
Yep.
Unless you
Unless-
bring your skill above
Unless your
20,
skill is
there's a
high
bit of-
enough.
There's a bit of you can push your skill above 20, and then there's no chance of you fumbling, and there's more chance of you doing crit. It's a mechanic I quite like. I find like like Pendragon is based on the BRP system, but they made it much better in my opinion. They made those little tweak and little change that made it much better. And there's something I tweak here as well too, because there's still something in Pendragon sometimes that I find takes too many rolls to resolve, because like, oh, you fail on your personality trait, now you have to roll on the opposite of the trait, and then if you fail on that trail again, or if you succeed on that trait, you want to it takes away the player agency, and it becomes a bit too much complex. So I just say, you know what, we don't need all that, especially for one shot. So something I trimmed down a bit, especially you are new, just keep it simple. You want to use your personal trait, you roll, you get it, right? Just let's not worry about the rest. If you don't,
I think that was a good call, because when I was asking you about the rules, I was asking, wow, if I fail this is pretty much going to dictate how I'm going to role play my character. It felt a little like, the dice is going to determine everything I'm going to do. But then the way you changed it, and it felt fine. It's like, okay, then you're either going to be in the same position or possibly have a bonus. So I'm like, that's cool. Yeah,
exactly. I don't like just if you fumble, and like I said, like I'm going to trust you. You're going to role play it in that way and stuff like that, right? Just like something flipping you or whatever. Just like give me something interesting. But like, for me, the rules are there like to serve the role play and serve like the narrative, that then those roles that we don't know what's gonna happen, and we just fucking roll with it. But yeah,
that's good.
All right. I'd like to do a tweaker at some point and rewatch that and make comments about it. People that watch at home, you're welcome to leave comments down below as well, and then I might look at that if you have questions, stuff like that. I'll invite you guys back if you want to do those commentary on the game when we look back at some moments, stuff like that. I don't know when that's gonna be.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Other than that, next Monday, Crispy.
Yeah, next Monday I'm running a game. So we'll see how that goes using a very obscure system that probably no one has heard of, but we like it a lot. And it'll be a gangster game. So 1970s New York City mob, and we're calling it Fear City, and that's next Monday. So yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah,
hopefully it'll work out. Hopefully it'll be as good as this one. We'll see.
I'm sure it's going to be
Xenoplicity Wednesday.
Xenoplicity Wednesday. Yeah, we're going to try out another kind of indie game, I guess you could call it, right, Rick?
Sure.
Yeah.
With the creator himself, Matt.
Yeah, the creator of the game himself is running it. So we'll see how that goes, and we're pretty excited about that one too.
Yep.
So.
All right.
So I thank you, Rick. Thank you, Eli. Thank you, Phil and Crispy, for joining my game. And
it was a pleasure.
Thank you for people that watch at home, that watch live, or that watch on the replay. Let us know what you think. We never pretended to be perfect. We still make mistakes, and we're just there to try to improve ourselves. But we want to show you how we role play those games, how we get about our style that we talk about. So I hope you found that interesting, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Ciao.
Bye.